What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast.
Yes, sir.
We're your hosts. I'm Noor.
It's Chief Sergeant in the building, baby.
It's your girl Moeezy.
And you got the Prince.
Oh no, Hawaii's back.
We'll
get into it. We brought a guest with him.
Yeah, true.
He was working. We'll talk about it. Yeah, but who got in the building, man?
We got a special guest. We got Peter Bol here.
Come on.
Big baller brand.
Sir.
Big ball.
Big baller brand.
The Bol brand, huh?
That's it. Oh, the ball
That
brand.
works, that works.
Yeah, man. But
That sounds great.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about Carlos, huh? Let's talk about how this guy's catching flights and feelings
And
at the same time.
Middle of Corona.
In the middle of Corona.
Yeah, you guys put my business out there. Come on, man. Oh, he told me he was going to Brisbane for family.
Oi.
That's crazy. Future family.
Exactly.
No. I was a Gold Coast, but when I went to Brisbane, I was going there for fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
save.
that's why when I saw you, I went to the restaurant straight away. Come on. I knew I was going to Brisbane.
Yeah, good save. How's the trip, bro?
The trip is good, man.
Yeah, I'm actually very happy for you, bro. You know, because this guy, he's been cooped up for too long. What? Yes. Yes, bro. He's been cooped up.
He was stuck here so long that he didn't realize he needed to get out.
Yeah.
And so, because in the middle of the week, he comes by to pick up something from my house.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't realize you need it, but when you're there, you need it.
He was happy, yeah. He was happy.
He was
Energy.
excited.
I don't think he stopped smiling the whole day.
Wait, so how do you feel after going and coming back?
Yeah, no, I feel good.
Yeah, nice feeling.
Again, it's one of those where it's like, because I didn't think I needed a break. Right? The people around me was like, yo, you need a break. Yeah, Carl's come on this trip. You know, because you need a break. And I was just like, no, I determine if I need a break, if that kind of makes sense, right? Because obviously at the end of the day, you know how hard you work and you know if you've been lacking or not. You know if you deserve a break or not. I just thought that I didn't deserve a break yet. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I'm being putting in work, but I also been lacking in a way. So I don't think I need one. And then I should go out there and you're like, maybe I did. You know what I mean?
So I also would have loved a break too, but
I told you about
the
it.
message just
Hey,
got lost in translation at some
I
point.
got
I'm
told
not
last-
sure.
I got told last minute. I got added to the group.
Nah, I hardly doubt that. But
Because it seemed like it was a couple's trip, and it was all your best friends. So
yeah.
Wow.
You know when the homies
That's
really ain't the homies?
interesting.
Like you start to realize things, right? Yeah.
snakes, cut the grass. There's some snakes around you.
The moment that
Where's Jim's
the
mowing
day
at,
was
bro? I need
confirmed,
them.
I told Daniel, I was like, hey, man.
You want to come through? But I said, bruv, you know how the way annual leave works, the way annual leave is set up, I can't just be out here saying, hey, yo, big man, I'm
that's
out.
true.
It was not organized like a month in advance.
Oh,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it was
cool.
fun, man. Did fun stuff
Where'd you guys link up there?
I'm at the track.
at the track. Yeah,
Okay.
because he hit me up because I knew he was going to Brisbane.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I knew he was going to Brisbane. And at that time,
This is before Brisbane was a hotspot, yeah, guys?
yeah.
Put it out there. Yeah. Y'all made it out. First day out.
So I knew he was going to Brisbane. I didn't know I was going to go to Brisbane yet until like fast forward, and then I found out that I was going to go Gold Coast. And that's when we were texting, and then I was like, yo, I'm a Gold Coast, but I'm going to go down to Brisbane on Saturday to see fam. And he was like, yo, come watch my race. But yeah, you lucky set me up with the race though. Yeah. So I went to the race.
Oh, hey, context. You're talking about race. What race are we talking about?
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, man.
It was just a domestic race, 800 meters. So
Domestic race.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yeah, hold on.
I think we need to unpack. We need to unpack. Let's unpack
alright,
it.
so it
about?
was the Brisbane Track Classic.
Yeah.
So it's one of the series. I've just ran recently the Canberra, the Sydney,
the running.
and then we had the Brisbane one. So funny enough, I actually haven't ran in Brisbane before, and I knew we had some boys there. So I just hit them up. I was like, pull up.
I didn't have a ticket. I ran out.
Oi.
Bro, I got there exactly 6:30. His race was 6:30.
You can't be late for these races.
Yeah.
Because I only go for 2 minutes.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And this guy started on time. I was
Man's parking the car here. The guns go off.
legit. I was running.
Man's doing the race with you.
Bro, I was running because I don't want to get
The record time, they don't know it.
I was running. I get there and I was like, I'm here for the race. The guy says, do you have a ticket? I was like, ticket?
Oh, that's my bad. I didn't even know you had to buy a ticket.
Nah. But he was like, nah. He looked at me, he was like, nah, bro, go in.
No way.
Nah, like legit.
Lovely.
Again, we'll
You
talk
said,
about
I'm
it now.
Carlos from Disruption Podcast, bro. Talk to me nice.
Let me in.
Again, we'll talk about this another time, but like, I was telling no, where it's like that whole trip, everything was like, just go.
No way.
You know what I mean? Like, even my bag was supposed to be like 15 kilos. Bro, I was sitting at 23.
Sheesh.
Jeez.
Said just
You
go.
only gone for a week, bro. What
I
did
don't,
you
I don't,
Legit.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey
Furniture?
guys, hey, remember, I've not been out. Yeah.
Doesn't know how to act.
I don't know what to
You
do.
didn't know how to act to it.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then at the airport, looked at me. Go through it.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know, like legit everything, and even that was one of them. You know,
tell them how much it was supposed to cost.
Oh, it was supposed to be 15 kilos a bag. I mean, a kilo.
A kilo?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, $15 for every kilo on top.
They're moving mad.
Yeah.
So 10 kilos would have
So
cost this
take-
guy 150.
Yeah, 150.
Wow.
Is this facts?
Huh?
Is
I
this-
think so.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
Because remember, like my flight's like in an hour, and
the
it's too
markup
late
is
to do all
crazy.
this stuff.
Yeah,
I should have
for
done
sure.
it before. So I was like, oh yeah.
So the guy
I don't know. I
literally
felt
let
like
you
she looked at me and
escape.
said, "Hey,
Oh,
yo,
she, yeah.
is this guy's first time out?
Most likely.
Let me know."
Bro, that's like what, $120 or something like that. That this guy missed
Yeah.
out on.
I'm pretty sure this is the kid I sponsored through World Vision.
Wow. Tell us some dollar rings a bell or something, bro.
So she's like, go through a lot of stuff. Go through. You know, go to the race. Go through.
That's
Did you
dope.
catch
That's
the
dope.
race?
I caught the race.
No way.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful. It legit. Boop. I was good there, bro. I just stood at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time
Saw
to
the
sit
snap,
down.
yeah.
You know, but that race was pretty good.
Did you win?
I thought you were gonna lose. I ain't gonna lie.
You thought I was gonna lose?
I knew you're the fastest
support.
guy.
Oh, because
but
the
then,
pacer.
but then I was like, oh, what is that playing dumb? You know, because you're keeping up with everybody.
Yeah.
And then halfway
Is that how you
through,
move?
the guy said, I gotta go.
And then you hit.
Felt
Accelerate.
the vibration on the phone. The boy said, hey, it's pool after this, bro. We're playing pool.
yeah.
He said, what bet? Yeah, I
No,
got a dip,
'cause
bro.
I don't know how it works.
No, because there's a pacer, right?
Yeah.
So in the 800, to set the race fast, there's a pacer. He only runs about 400, 500.
Who's that? Like, that
So-
person's not going to win? They
He's
just,
a
they know.
rabbit. He's just gonna quit after
like a
400, 500.
Why are they there?
Wait, how does
I've
that
never
work?
heard of
Just
this.
to break the wind, to make the race fast. Otherwise, it becomes tactic. No one wants to go to the
So
front.
is that person ever trying to win?
No, his
Have they
job
ever
is
won?
literally to quit at 500, 600.
Wow. As is.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just to make the race fast.
So it's like you guys have to catch up.
You have to keep up with that person.
So you're like,
yeah.
all right, this person's in front. Let us catch up. Let us catch
No,
up.
we'll,
And then
we'll
they
give him a
drop.
time. We're
Okay.
like, all right, we need to hit this time through 400. And he'll go do it.
This is interesting.
Yeah, because
Hey, now let's start from the
Yeah,
beginning,
can
man.
we?
It's harder than being a runner. Because then it's like, if
A
you
lot of
don't hit
pressure.
that.
There's maths.
Yeah, if you don't hit
You
that
have to
time
be,
within
yeah.
the distance, like.
But it's calm too, you know.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Yeah.
So you're a runner.
Because I don't get it.
So you're a runner. In terms of what is that as a career, bro? What is running?
Man, to be honest, like 10 years ago, I didn't even think it was a career. Or before that. So 800, so it's 2 laps of the track. So I ran for Australia at 2016 Olympics in Rio.
Wow.
2017 World Championships in London. 2019 World Champs in...
Hey, talk that talk.
That's where I grew up.
That's where you grew up? And
That's dope.
Okay.
yeah, and then for the last 6 years, I've been overseas doing my thing.
Damn.
Running around for 2 minutes and then...
Hold on. This is what happened. This guy was like, I can run. I don't want to work for more than 2 minutes a day.
But you do have to work, you know.
Yeah, for
Outside
sure.
of competition, training is the hard one. But competition is the fun part, you know. Like you watch, it's just
Yeah,
like
it
1 minute
was pretty
45 seconds and you're done.
Your best
Wow.
times in training?
Nah. I'd never run like an 800 training.
Okay. No?
Oh, you don't.
What's that? Like, never want to see what you can actually, like, so you find it on the day.
On the day, yeah.
No way.
You just go there.
So you just do the little stuff that leads up to that.
Leads up to
Yeah.
Wow.
So like a training could be like about 50 Ks a week.
Yeah.
And then you do like speed,
Sorry, 50 Ks.
50 Ks.
Yeah, wait, that went over my head. I'm so immune to exercise that it just went past.
So, you train like 5-6 days a week?
Yeah, about that.
Twice.
So you're talking about like 8 kilometers
just
a day?
once. Yeah, something like that. It's very good math.
Yeah, good man.
Good on you, man.
But it's it's divided into 2 gym sessions a week, 1 Pilates. You guys do Pilates?
You wanted to?
I want to,
sister
but I haven't
does.
started.
And that's intense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's intense. I recently did that, and
It's not easy.
it's not easy.
Damn.
It
Wow.
looks easy from far,
Yeah.
but it's pretty hard.
That's
And
not for
then-
fat people. Though.
It's for anyone, I think. And then and then a bunch of runs, 1 speed session a week, and you're ready to run 800.
So how'd you start? Because I know you didn't start off with the intentions of being a runner.
No, I actually went to school on a basketball scholarship. And you know, these private schools running is kind of compulsory, school carnival and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was
Compulsory for you as a black man or everyone? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that give you a
Yeah,
certain?
yeah.
Is that a force? Kind of like, hey, do it for us.
well, nah, because we're naturally good. It's like, can you please do it for us? You know.
yeah. Did they come to you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have your friends that also are quite involved in sport, but it's like you kind of have this.
Yeah, because they
Natural.
want to win. Schools want to win. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
promote themselves and stuff. So yeah, they try to encourage you to do it. So yeah, when I was like, I was winning and shit, and then I got into it. Like,
So you went there for basketball.
yes, I didn't actually start running until year 11.
Imagine going for basketball and then the thing you're doing on the side is it becomes your main thing.
Yeah.
It just means basketball didn't work out either.
That's
Were you
true.
good at ball though?
I mean, you want the truth? I think I was pretty good.
Yeah.
You what? Point guard? You look like a point guard, shooting guard.
You look like
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
thinking that.
I look like
No, Oladipo, bro. Victor Oladipo.
No way! Come on.
Yeah. For this angle, I'm seeing
Yeah,
Victor
yeah, yeah.
Oladipo bad, bro.
now it's point guard, yeah.
Point guard.
Point guard, bro.
So when did that switch happen? When were you like, okay, this might not be for me?
I think second year uni, I was like, nah, because at that time I was in Europe and I was like, damn, all I have to do is run like 800 to keep coming here. So I was like, now I'm switching up.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're running while you're still trying to pursue basketball?
Yeah, I was like running. I was playing state basketball. I was doing both, and you know, I was getting knee injuries with basketball. So, and then I was making it further in running, and I was having a lot more fun. Because basketball, you're like stationed in Perth, and then running, you're like boom, 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 everywhere, travel everywhere.
That's it.
So it's nice.
What's crazy with running is that like everyone has done it.
Yeah,
Right?
some
Everyone
point
in
in
the
that,
world
yeah, in-
ever has
Yeah.
ran.
Oh, has run. Okay.
You know what I mean? And so it's like that's why I'm like it's super impressive when you see guys that it's like I take Usain Bolt, right? Where it's like everyone has tried. Like not everyone's done basketball, right? Throughout history. So it's like LeBron being amazing. It's amazing to watch, but it's like you've trained like for this specific
Yeah.
craft or whatever. Now, running obviously it's a craft, whatever, but it's like everyone has tried this.
Yeah.
It's like there's a couple people which are just so much better
Yeah.
than everyone. It's
Everyone
almost
else.
like being better at breathing. You know what I mean? Like it's like everyone's done that.
Nah, that's what
I
you
don't
say.
know.
Yeah. Because like we can all run, but some cats like
But some-
yourself
yeah.
are just like, it's not
Elites.
there. You know that's
It's like being really good
Elites.
at walking. Like who does that?
The
You know?
biomechanics is.
But then running.
But walking is in the Olympics too.
yeah, I don't. That
Oh,
one I don't
yeah.
get. I might need to ask
I
you.
don't
We'll
respect
probably ask.
out of respect.
I don't know how that
It
works.
definitely feels like a Karen sport.
No, but man,
manager.
I was watching that at the Olympics. Like, damn, these guys know how to move. Like,
Yeah,
they be
that's
running like
crazy.
they
Yeah.
be walking 4-minute Ks.
Because you
Yo,
walk a
that's
certain-
silly.
you-
That's
you-
actually
Wait,
silly.
That's
no.
fast.
Yes, one
Nah,
heel
you
has
wa-
to be on the ground all the time.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's fast, man.
Because you walk a certain way, they're like, nah, disqualified.
Yeah.
Like legit.
It's all about the hip.
and
shot.
most of
Oh,
them are
wow.
good runners.
Dang.
Yeah.
But how was that like, man? Olympics, but that's, not often do you ever sit down and actually like get to hear about what the Olympics is like.
Legit.
Bro. Yeah, what was Olympics like, man?
Man, it was one of those things. It was like scary but fun at the same time. Because remember, I started running when I was in year 11, year 12. So, and then 5 years after that, I was at the Olympics.
That's
So during those 5 years,
Insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
it sounds insane. But during those 5 years, I didn't go to any other, like, you know, you go like through
All like competitions in between,
like
yeah.
World Juniors,
Bro.
Youth,
so your first thing's the Olympics.
Commonwealth Games, World Champs. So my first thing was straight to the Olympics.
Wow, you skipped everything.
Yo, you know, there's someone mad at home.
so
Like,
you So you just
Wow.
skipped everything, right? And then you go there.
You said Rio Olympics, was it?
Yeah, Rio.
Okay.
It's funny because I was still into basketball. So when I was at the Olympics, I was like more excited to meet the basketball players than the runners. Actually, I didn't know who I was running against because
You didn't.
You didn't
just
look-
didn't-
yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know? But it was insane, man. You know, one of those things like it just gets too exciting. I'll never get excited about like food, but when it's free, bro.
Yeah.
It's a different
Oh,
feeling.
food was good as
Oh,
well.
the
Yeah.
food was good.
So,
Vending,
so you met everyone else there, obviously.
yeah. Big people I met was I remember Paddy Mills.
No way.
Yeah, because he's an Australian team.
Yeah.
So
Big Pat.
he's humble guy, comes up to me, introduces himself, and I'm just like, you don't need to introduce yourself.
I'll watch you win the championship. That's crazy, bro. Wow.
Just even before that, at a training camp, Sonny Bill Williams,
Hey.
very good guy. And then who else did I meet? Tony Parker,
Oh, snap.
Wait, what did Sonny Bill Williams go for? They do rugby in the Olympics.
rugby sevens.
Ah, right.
Rugby sevens, yeah. Tony
I said,
Parker,
what did you
yeah.
go for? Rude guy.
I don't know rugby's. That's recent though. Rugby being in the Olympics.
Rugby
right?
sevens?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just know Fiji won it, and that
Yeah.
was their first Olympic medal.
Dang.
Wow.
So that was pretty nice. And Australia, the girls won it, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Don't start.
dropping some knowledge.
Don't start. That's dope.
They say the Olympic Village is madness for the athletes, like as in after events, because there's a lot. Like everyone's mad attractive, obviously, and young athletes and.
What are you specifically
Where's he
asking?
I'm joking about what you did.
I'm with you too. I'm like, hey, big man.
I'm not asking about what you did.
It's an open conversation.
Is it true?
Is what
Like,
true?
A lot goes down between athletes.
A lot as in what?
Just be specific.
He doesn't want to say it.
A lot as in what? We can play this game for a while.
hey, Patty Mills is listening.
like sex. Like a lot.
Jeez, he went straight for it.
I don't want this to
enough. He's like, I'm just going to say it.
It's true, yeah. Like a lot goes down.
Yeah, a lot goes down. I mean,
Are we wait between the athletes
Like
themselves
different
or
countries. I'll
others?
never see you again. All this kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Everyone's.
That makes sense.
It does. It
Prime.
makes
well,
sense.
think about it. It's like
Yeah.
you guys go to schoolies.
Oh, so it's literally just adults. I didn't go, but
Yeah, like schoolies. I went for like 2 days, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like at the end of the Olympics, everyone's been training for like years, and there's off season, and just let everything out.
literally.
Whatever that thing is, you gotta let it out.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Wait. So for 5 years you were, training for the Olympics, or when did you know that you were actually going to the Olympics? Because you said you didn't do any of the other competitions in between. So what was happening during that time?
Those are disappointing times that no one knows about because I didn't make. It's not like I didn't go to those places because I didn't want to. It's like I wasn't good enough. So World Juniors, I wasn't good enough. Commonwealth Games, I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
World Champs, I wasn't good enough. Which makes sense. I was only just new to it. And then you got to develop and all that stuff. So during those times, I was just training, but at the same time, I was improving. So
Yeah, for sure.
Was that disappointing for you when you didn't get in the cup?
Yeah, man. But it's one of those things. You look back, you're like, man, why was I so disappointed? And
Yeah.
look where I am now, But yeah, it does add up during that time when you're missing out on those big teams because it's a tough sport. 3 people in a country can,
That's what.
Wow.
can go for the 800. 48 people in the world run it.
Oh,
So you were one of 48.
One of 48.
world.
Yes.
One of 3 in Australia.
One of
Crazy.
yeah.
Because who's the other? I
Wow.
don't know.
The guy that runs with me?
Yeah, I forgot his
So
name.
he's also one of the 3.
He didn't go.
Oh,
He didn't go to Olympics.
Because I remember, when I first started seeing your name back, it was 2 of you.
Yeah.
Hey, your name's stuck. I'm trying to remember his name. What's
Joseph Deng.
Joseph.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's us 2. So I mean, this year at Tokyo, it could literally be us 2, and then there's one more spot,
Wow.
Bro, that's
like-
insane.
which is crazy.
And just vibing with the homies in
It's like-
different countries. bro.
Yeah, and like 2
You're
people,
right.
and it's like
Two-
from Nijri,
Australia.
from Nijri. It's crazy, but it's what you train for, and you're never guaranteed either.
Yeah.
Hey, explain the mechanisms of running, how the race works. Because obviously the 100 is just straight line, yeah?
Yeah,
I never understood the longer races when everyone starts in their lane and then works towards the middle. Or the center. I don't know. What is it? What do you call it? The middle, the center?
The middle, to the front, to the first lane.
This is his thing.
They're right. Yeah, first lane. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Everyone's still running the same distance. It's just
How?
staggered. So,
you start further ahead if you're on 8.
but you're still running 400 because if you're if I'm lane 1, you're on the inside. If you're lane 8, you're on the outside, and you're running all the way around. So it ends up
Yeah.
being exactly the same distance as this guy
Yeah.
on the inside. Because
Wait, but you never leave your lane?
it depends. So 400, from 1 to 400, you're always in your own lane. So 100 is just basically straight. 200, and then once it gets up to the distance running, so 800, you start in lanes only for the first 100 meters, and then you cross over, and then the rest is you just run, kind of in lane 1. But that's how it works. Because when I first started, I didn't actually know. There was a race in YouTube.
20 meters in, the guy said,
There's a race in YouTube, one of my first races, and I started in lane 2, and I finished the whole race in lane 2. I finished all race in lane 2. I was like, am I gonna get disqualified if I cross over?
Jump out.
Yeah.
It's like, why is everyone coming on my lane?
Lucky I didn't start in lane 8. I would have been doing.
Oh yeah, bro, we were doing those missions.
Damn.
Imagine you did that and won still.
That'd be incredible.
Bro, everyone would have been
That
watching
would
like,
be
what is
incredible.
wrong with this guy?
That would be like, he's a bit arrogant.
Even though, like, though you explained it, even though everyone still gets around like 800 meters or 400 meters, is there an advantage at running a lane 1 versus lane 4?
That's a good question. I prefer to be in a 400. I prefer to be in the middle because then you have people on the inside and people on the outside to work off.
Yeah.
But if you're out in lane 8,
It's tough.
you really don't see anyone. But at the same time, the world record in Brazil was actually broken from lane 8. This dude just went. He said, I don't want to see no one.
I see you guys. Oh, that's what it is.
He didn't see anyone.
Yeah.
And he just went. You know?
Isn't it 800-meter sprint or is not sprinting the whole time?
Bro, what?
Whoa.
Well, I don't.
Because you could, yeah.
These
you
guys
could.
are elite. This isn't us doing it.
I'm thinking from us.
Like, yeah, maybe we could sprint the last 200 if lucky.
Yeah.
But these guys like actually
Pace is
can.
insane.
It's
bro.
like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like 70%. You got to keep that for the whole way.
Right.
Wow.
Which adds up for the second lap. So like the first 400, so my 400 personal best would be like 47, but that race in Brisbane we went through 52.
Yeah.
So like obviously it's pretty relaxed, but then you gotta come back, and I ran 53. So backing that up,
Oh,
it's adds up after
Yeah.
a while, especially on that
Mine
last
is
100.
also 53 minutes.
53 minutes. Bro, I wish that I actually pursued sports when I was
Yeah.
younger, man. Like, now that I look back on, like, I really... Swimming, for one, that's the first one that hurts me the most. Actually, also basketball, too, because I got the hype.
Yeah.
Like, I really wasted all of that.
you wasted that, bro.
Swimming, I really could have actually probably tried to do something with that, you know? Like, that's the one, like, swimming and diving. I watch
Swimming?
that every Olympics, bro.
Damn.
I watch that all the time, bro. I love
Yeah.
it.
Watching.
Yeah.
Watching was fun, actually.
Bro, that's
like, watching
that's
swimming
literally that's
is
the
actually
squad,
pretty,
yeah.
like, pretty elite.
Swimming, and then I watched the race.
Swimming
That's
relay
pretty much where
is
it's
elite,
at.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Australians love swimming.
Yeah,
That's
they
where the
do.
medals
This
come.
nation's pretty good at it, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It was like I had all the resources to actually pursue something nice in the swimming field, bro. But didn't do that, obviously. It's like, is that my parents' fault or me at this point?
Probably you.
You know what I mean? Like, is it
At a certain
probably
age,
is, but
it's you.
if they pushed me and like said, "No, you're gonna go to this training," I would still probably be going.
mean,
You know what I mean? Because there's some kids that it's like their parents just want them to do this, and they're doing it and they're doing well at it. And then there's the other kids where it's like, "No, I like to
Yeah.
do this." And my parents have encouraged it.
That's what I think. Like for me, it's like if I see my son's into, I hope football. Like
That's what I
soccer.
hope. So it's Buffalo's.
But if I see him into anything or her into anything,
Straight away,
then
boom.
I'm gonna push it. If they're not into it, then it's calm. But if they are, I'm pushing it all the way because like
That's actually a good point because I said recently to someone, I think my biggest asset was my parents have never told me to go to training. Until this day, they will never tell me to go to training. But at the same time, if you're lazy and your parents never tell you to go to training, I think you need that.
Yeah.
You know, that's tough. But at the same time, I was like, man, I wish sometimes they told me to go.
Yeah.
Because then I just didn't go. Like those times I'm missing out, those World Juniors and stuff, I'd miss training for like a month. And my parents would be like, you don't want to say anything. Like, just like, how's your schoolwork?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You said you were going uni in Europe?
Nah, in Perth.
Oh, so that was in
Yeah.
Perth.
studying.
I did construction management and economics.
Nice.
Big difference, bro. How are you like focused on that career and then thinking about that at the same time? Like, how do you get into that
Like,
kind of?
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
focused on that. You know what is nice though with that? I don't know. It probably is your plan, but it's like after running, you can use that still.
I actually did work for engineering firm for about a year up in Melbourne here. Burwood. So the question is, how did I get into that?
Yeah, like how do you have that? And
Well,
then,
I got into running by mistake, so it's like
Yeah.
it's the thing. To be honest, when I was finishing school, I was just like, man, let's just go to uni, and I just looked at courses. I was like, which one is the most flexible? And it was construction management because you can be like a surveyor, estimator, project manager, so you can kind of move around.
as
I
opposed
was
to
like,
just being stuck in.
yeah, as opposed to being stuck in one thing. And I like buildings and projects, so I said, let's just do that. And I didn't like it for the first few years, and then it actually got good.
Oh, you stuck through. You said
Yeah.
first few years.
First 2 years. First year. Because
did
the
your
first
time.
year, the 1st year, man, you do all this. It's just like, it's annoying uni first year.
Yeah.
Referencing
Childish.
and all that.
Yeah.
Childish.
It's like, nah, man. And then once you work on like big projects and everything, and then you see stuff go live, it's
Yeah.
like, damn, this is pretty cool.
Like this can work. This is actually something.
It actually is sick, that aspect of it. Like even my dad's engineer as well, right? And so like yesterday he goes out dinner with my mom and he's like, yeah, we literally worked on this whole area. Like,
That's
Wow.
pretty
it's
cool.
like this is because of us.
Yeah,
And
that's
so I was
what-
like, that is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
He's having too much fun, bro. He's spilling water on the table. And that, bro. No, you're right. Even in the last year of my bachelor degree, that's when I actually fully enjoyed it because that's when I was meeting different lab heads, meeting CEOs, and actually seeing how this is translated into real world. Because now there's a connection in your mind as opposed to just filling yourself with information.
Yeah.
That final year, actually seeing how this looks, it's like, yeah, this is okay. This is viable. This can.
Once
do
you
something.
see it in the real world, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like, this is cool. First year or two of uni, bro.
Cheeks, bro.
Actually, yes.
But in saying that,
you
I realized at the same time though, fam, we're getting scammed in this day to day.
Getting scammed.
Yeah,
Like
With-
first year
I wanna
uni
hear
students.
everything, bro.
Yeah.
Everything just costs too much money.
Yep.
Everything costs way too. Like, who is pricing these things,
Is it because of petrol this weekend? Is that why it triggered it?
bro? Life just costs money, bro. This is mad.
Yeah.
When you realize like it costs you even when you're not making money, like so the hours that you're not working, you still are paying to be alive. Whether it's insurance, whether it's
Bills.
whether it's whatever. It's like
You don't stop.
I need money to come around all
Isn't
the time.
it mad?
When you're
How does that
sleeping.
work for you then, bro? Like, how do you sustain a lifestyle around that if it's like different races at different times? How does it become constant like that? Like having cash flow essentially, bro. What's that? Yeah, what's the athlete world of that?
That's a good
Contract
question.
or-
Oh, like contract wise, yeah, I'm sponsored by Adidas.
Okay.
Oh, so that was
So
gonna
it's
be
the
my
Nice.
question. So that is,
Yeah,
Hey,
Come on,
hey.
yeah, it's actually, Australia is actually expensive, especially being out like all over the world. It's pretty expensive, but at the same time, wages are a lot higher.
Yeah.
It kind of
Tries
cancels
to
it
balance
out.
itself
He
out.
balances.
It kind of balances out, but still, yeah, I think we're getting scammed at the same time.
Money, man.
It kind of adds up when I'm overseas, paying for rent there and then paying for rent here.
Yeah.
That's probably the only. That's probably the only time
That's
I feel like I'm getting scammed the
difference.
most.
Hey, dude, that actually is a scam. Like, there's actually no other way around it. I don't want this house, but I can't lease less than 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what am I gonna do? Move
What?
all my furniture
Yeah.
into what?
Every
Yeah,
time you
yeah.
come around, yeah, it's not worth it.
Damn.
Bro?
Yeah,
It's tough out here.
It feels like a scam, but on the other side, it's a scam that you're probably willing to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
experiences
sure.
that comes with
for,
it.
for whatever, yeah.
But I just find it mad, bro. Like how we have insurance for this, insurance for that. Like you pay these things. Like I was even thinking about my insurance for my car. Yeah, it's like nothing happened at all. Last
don't even know-
year. Like I get it. I get the concept of insurance. It's good. Have it. Get it for yourself.
Definitely
It's good
get
stuff.
it.
Mark can attest to that
Definitely.
because yeah, sticky situation.
Yeah.
But bro, I was like, yo, for a good year and a half, nothing's happened to this car. Bro. I really paid all that money, bro.
Bro, you don't have only got insurance like this year.
Yeah, yo, wow. Yo.
Bro, since I got my piece, red piece even, like
That's
I never
crazy.
had insurance. Like, I was just like, yeah, I'm not paying this much.
It's a lot of money, but it's so worth it.
It's
like,
worth it.
Even
Now
if you don't
I'm
care
like,
about
yeah,
your
yeah.
car, it's what you might do to someone
Yes,
else. Man.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
but the one that's like, because now I'm 24, so you can't be on your
Big
parents'
boy.
health insurance anymore.
Mm.
Right?
Oh,
That's
is
a
it?
thing in Australia, right? So I'm like, I don't want to pay for this. Like, I actually like because we got pretty good universal healthcare here, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like things like because I'm used to my glasses cost me like $20 a year. I get 2 pairs because of our health insurance that I was on, whatever. Now I'm like, I'm gonna pay $1,500 a year to get a couple of these benefits. Like,
Yeesh.
I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should be all right. I'll
You
live
don't
my
need it.
ambulance.
Don't need it.
Risk, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endless,
It
bro.
adds up.
It does.
Car rego, all
Yeah,
that stuff. Like,
I was
it's just
thinking-
endless.
I was like, there's like money
There's a lot of
gets taken out every time, like all the time, constant, bro.
a lot of
You
expenses,
can't
yeah.
escape
It really
this
is,
thing, bro.
man.
When you're overseas, yeah, how much like of your living is on you, and how much of, like so you're paid to fly out, obviously, all that's paid for.
Yeah.
But then living there's on you.
So it actually cancels out. So I always said it's actually cheaper for me to live overseas than here, because most of it is covered. That's your job, so everything is kind of
Yeah.
covered. Flights, accommodation, most of it, all the races, and then plus you make money there because there's bigger races and stuff like that. So it's actually a lot better living there than here. I think Australia is where you lose the money.
So do you see yourself moving somewhere else to actually focus on running there instead of here, or
Nah, I like it here too much.
Yeah.
It's homey.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I
It
think
is.
So homey.
you'd be better for your sport living over there. But nah, I probably prefer it here. It depends what you're willing to compromise on. I don't think I want to compromise on that.
I feel like we've talked about it a couple of times on the podcast, but it is interesting us living here in Australia where we do have to think about that compromise. Like it's quite different to a lot of other experiences around the world where it's like we have such a great quality of life here, but when you now think of it down to a personal level in terms of career aspirations and things like that, you always start looking to the other spots instead because it's a little bit more attractive in some of these
bustle.
bigger.
What if it? Yeah,
For
You know what I mean?
sure.
We're big as well. We're huge. You know what I mean? Like Australia is big.
Is better there.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a weird compromise that we as Australians kind of have to go through. Of like, fam, it's lit here. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
your career
there's a
might
bag
take
that I
off
can
probably
chase
over
that's
there.
there. You
Yeah.
know,
Who
it's like
It depends what your values are. I think everything you gotta just judge down your values and
There's no
like,
right and wrong.
Yeah,
Like if one of my values is family, so like I mean, no matter how good the career is over there or how much you can make, it's like if you're not gonna be happy being away from family, then it's like you just
Don't do
take
it. Yeah.
You know, you just stay closer to home.
Have you ever then like not gone for a race or a trip or whatever just because like you wanted to be around your family more at that time or anything like that?
My family actually lives in Perth.
so insane.
So this guy could have lived
but you know what? I did want to go to college after school
Yeah.
in the US, and it's just like, man, that's a really far place.
Yeah.
Let's move to Melbourne, unless it's like 4 hours away on a flight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's a compromise I'm willing to make because it's like if something happens, like you can get on a flight and be there the same day.
Yeah.
If I'm in Europe, man,
It's
you
gonna
know,
take a while.
Especially in a time like this.
Yeah. with
it's gonna
COVID
take a
and all.
while. Like you're not
Price
gonna
you
come
gotta pay
back,
quickly as well. It's
Yeah.
crazy from Europe.
and the distance and the jet lag and all of that adds up.
Yeah.
Like, was it 2 years ago? I missed my whole birthday. I
Oh.
left on the 21st, landed on the 23rd.
Bro, wait. That was me 2 years ago as well, man. I missed my whole birthday, bro.
Yeah.
You realize how much your family does not care about you in that moment. Because what are they gonna do? Sing for you on the plane? They would never.
Bro, you know what? Where did I celebrate my birthday? In the food court? Yeah? It was in the food court in where were we, bro?
That's sad.
Bro, they got me a trash banana. I had a banana split like LA or something, bro. In some random food court, bro.
But you were in LA.
Panda Express. I was just-
Exactly. That's sad.
No, I don't even celebrate my birthday like that
Yeah.
anyway. So like, I was whatever. But it was.
Go on holiday for your birthday.
No, we don't, bro. January's just a good time.
It just happens to fall. Yeah.
You're a kid, yeah.
No, bro, I see the ticket prices. It's cheaper in Jan. You're capping, bro.
Oh,
Bro, I remember I got up in the plane at a point, because I was like, oh yeah, it's actually my birthday now, like technically. I went to the bathroom. I just looked at myself in the mirror, like, bro, like my birthday just didn't exist this year. Like, this is weird, bro. It was a weird thing to like grasp, bro.
We sent him a message, happy birthday, dog, and then
Didn't get nothing,
a
bro.
day later, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, speaking of COVID, since someone did
No
mention
one was
it.
speaking of COVID.
Oh, you guys, someone mentioned
We
it.
said this, yeah.
How did it affect, like, your racing and all of that stuff, training and
And that's a good question because obviously the Olympics was supposed to happen last year.
Bro, I was mad.
That was
And you were going to go to that?
and
Yep.
I was in
Yeah.
crazy shape leading up to it. And but there's always a few approaches you got to take, and I always try to take the more positive and realistic one. So number one, I was like, man, let's just deal with this. Take a few. When they said the Olympic trials were postponed and then the Olympics was going to be postponed, I was quick to act. So I woke up and I was like, damn. And then I went on my phone, booked a flight to Perth. I was like, I don't get to see my family much, so let's just go to
Yeah.
Perth.
Wow, no
Might as
way.
well.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So I just went to Perth and took like 2 weeks off, and then I was like, well, we were actually never guaranteed a spot anyways, no matter how fit you are. I mean, talking back again, it's 3 people. The Olympic trials hasn't happened yet. And even if you do make it, you could actually be sick on the day and actually not run. So you're actually never guaranteed. So let's just train anyway. We were doing this thing. We're not just doing it for the Olympics, because if we're doing it for the Olympics, it's tiring. It's every 4 years.
Yeah.
So we just like, let's continue training, and it was actually fun. I got back to Perth. I trained, got a few of the boys involved. Tried to get the hood fit.
That's sick.
I like that.
It was pretty fun, man. It was a good project.
Yeah.
But you actually started
That's
up
good.
like a proper project of like
No, I just got
engaging-
some,
or
just
try,
got,
yeah,
got them.
just got some
homies.
boys to come and just do some different training. And at the same, I was like, man, and they would say thank you and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm benefiting more because
You're actually training too, right?
Because running is a lonely sport, man. They have to keep running less by themselves.
Yeah.
Unless if you got the boys and they're talking a bit of, they have a little bit of chat and stuff like that. It's fun. So yeah, that was the Olympics didn't happen. That was kind of disappointing. And then we got back to Melbourne, and Melbourne was going on lockdown.
Long day.
Long day for Melbourne, man.
I was like, damn, we gotta get to Europe because it's our job. So we got some letters, and we're actually allowed to leave the country.
Oh.
So we actually got to Europe at a normal season and skipped the whole crazy Melbourne lockdown.
No way.
You're
Good on you, man.
lucky.
It wasn't crazy
That's
up in
so
Europe,
good.
no.
Quick on your feet.
Nah, Europe was.
Yeah,
You guys.
No, literally, I feel like I've been just running away from lockdown. We were just speaking before.
Yeah.
When was it? Brisbane. I was gonna stay for a week, and then I was like, just while I was playing pool, I was like, nah, I want to go home tomorrow. And then it got locked down.
Bro, you
Missed it. Yeah.
Just missing it.
Just said it.
The guy he's the news.
I left Germany
Boom, boom, boom.
2 days before it got on lockdown.
Oh, wow.
You know, like
Nah, it was just time to leave.
this is more like I
We're there
feel
for
it.
so long.
Numbers are rising.
Numbers were rising.
Yeah.
Got a
But those
blast.
guys just lived like it was
like it's nothing
Nothing.
happening.
it was just like
Yeah.
normal. You just
Yeah.
had to wear a mask and stuff like that.
It's interesting, actually. Yeah, someone who's actually been in different places while
this
we were
time.
having it. Yeah, because for
True.
us, I mean, honestly, like we say in a joking way, but I genuinely just don't remember last year. You know what I mean? Like it happened, and I almost feel like it didn't happen at all for us.
Yeah.
So for you, you had a completely different experience then.
Yeah, I had a
'Cause you
ball.
were living- you were doing
Everyone's
life.
speaking about lockdown. Man, I couldn't even complain.
can't relate.
I had to be locked down for 2 weeks when I arrived at the hotel, and I complained. I was like, I better take that off Instagram. People are gonna that was
what we've been through.
6 months. That was the longest, and then Perth had like the best. Because they had like no COVID,
they had a great
so I went to Perth. I didn't even come
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
Melbourne, and I went to Perth for 2 months, and then Melbourne was looking nice on Instagram.
Then you came back.
And
Is it- yeah.
Dan Andrews was being nice, and then I came back.
The coronavirus website. Checked Instagram.
Everyone's
Is it a
out.
vibe?
Yeah, and then I came
Yeah.
back to Melbourne just in time.
Yeah. That's so good.
So I was away from Melbourne for like 7 months.
Bro, that's
Wow.
really, really different.
That's
Good on you,
beautiful.
man.
Yeah,
Never heard anything like that.
Bro, that's
Last
different.
year, I didn't hear anyone running away from this, bro.
Hey, if lockdown
That's
3.0
just crazy.
happens, I'm the boys.
I'm the
We're
boys.
going to Europe. I'm a runner.
This guy.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Come on. Damn,
Nah,
I want to talk
that's-
about that hood, getting the hood fit kind of thing. That's kind of like sick. How much do you reckon we need that? Even just as people, because we don't know. It's not people
hood ain't
exercise. People are fit, but it's not part of everyday like lifestyle. Like every family, if you go across the board, is not going to have people that actually take that serious. Like for you, being someone who's like fit, you'd hope, right? Being someone who's fit, yeah. When you see other people that aren't as fit, do you ever look at them like, bro, if you just do this, or is it nothing?
I think it's more like especially like our community, right? I think it's sport helps a lot of the boys as well.
So
I
it's
think
deeper than just even the
yeah.
sport,
I think the boys are
Trouble or-
boys are more distracted than the girls in a way. The boys have too much energy, and training kinda helps like balance it a little bit more. Because I think that's what worked for me at school. I just had too much energy, and you needed to do something.
Yeah.
And sport kinda balances that out, and it's fun, especially if you have the boys with you. And the thing is as well, most people want to do it if their friends are doing it. So it's just like a nice thing to do. Because I did struggle with a lot of trouble while I was at school too, and athletics helped a lot. You build discipline. You gotta go to training. Like I said, no one ever told me to go to training. It was a personal thing. So later on, even if it wasn't running, if I start another project, I know the process is gonna be the same, if not a lot more easier. So yeah, I think it's just like when we first moved to Australia, like to go to school, English was like the foundation to everything. I think athletics could be like the foundation to every sport. Like you need to be fit and fast for soccer, for basketball. It helps you.
Yeah.
So even that's the way you promote it to them. Like most of these boys don't really want to run. They have different sports and stuff like that. I was like, some basketballer came, football player. They all have different things, boxers and stuff like that. They just come to get fit, and that's what we do. And just kind of hang out too. Good opportunity,
That's sick.
For sure.
That's really sick.
I like that foundation thing. And I think school kind of fails to make that the foundation as well, because we have athletics. What
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like it's because we make it an event, like just a once a year event.
But
Like,
that's
is that our
athletics.
problem
the
or what?
Olympics is once every 4 years. Like every athletic event.
Yeah, but
is
it's like there's constant
event.
athletic competitions and
Yeah,
stuff
but there's
constantly.
like
You know what I mean?
Commonwealth
Like,
is every
yeah,
2
it's always-
years.
yeah.
World Champs is every
Adds up,
2
yeah.
years.
So these things
Commonwealth
happen
every 4 years,
regularly,
yeah.
but it's like it's interesting, yeah, because at school we focus more on the sport as opposed to the that's the thing. We focus on the sport compared to like the foundations of like fitness and health. You know what I mean? Like we don't teach that kind of side of
everything
things.
just once.
Like imagine
Swimming
you
once
can't
a
just
year.
jump into like trying to, like, you know, you do basketball drills and they're gonna be, you know, doing your handles practicing.
that-
Bro, I can't run. Big man, I don't have
That's
pace.
true.
I don't have stamina. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how you gonna be able to do that without the other kind of things? So maybe that's what. How do you do that? You can't just now. But it's weird, bro. You have sport regularly at school.
Yeah.
That's because we play all the sports in the world in 1 year at the same time as well, bro.
But then now is athletics the foundation of all that too?
Actually, is that
That's
actually
what I
makes
see. I
sense.
think it
it
might
really
be,
is
bro.
the foundations.
Yeah,
And then
it
it comes down to money and funding too.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. Like why do swimmers do so well? Like they're funded very well.
Stephanie Rice, bro.
They do Stephanie
Stephanie
Rice.
That was my gal, bro.
That's your gal.
Oh, no, man. When I was like, yeah, I need to become an Olympian. Bro. I need a swim, son, bro.
I'm trying to go to Olympics.
Yo.
What's that lady, the richest lady in Australia?
Gina
Reinhardt. So at the Olympics, she came to the village. I'm like, what is she
She's
doing
never
there?
ran in her life.
I'm like, yeah, but sure,
You're rude.
surely she doesn't do sport.
Yeah.
What is she doing there? She's like, she wants to meet the swimmers. I'm like, not the runners,
Just the swimmers.
just the swimmers.
Yeah.
Because came up to him and asked, hey, do you know where the real athletes are at? I'm like, bro, what? What are you saying?
I just won it.
Hold my coat.
Because she funds the swimmers.
Yeah.
She funds the swimmers. You know, they get good funding because I mean
they win medals,
they win medals too. So it depends too how much money you got into it. Like America, they like you can see they don't struggle with that foundation. These guys look like they could be athlete any time of the day. Like they can all run, jump, do everything. It's like
Yeah.
a different level
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they have that in their school, like the NCAA system and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
They do.
And during the basketballs, during the off season, they go do track.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. These guys are fit, or they go do something else. You know, all year round.
G League.
And it's competitive too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was at school, I remember doing a long jump comp, and long jump usually you do like three jumps, and I just put
Dude
my
won it in the first one.
I just want to put my shoe on. I jumped, looked at it, I was like, yeah, I think I'll win this one, and I just put my shoes back on.
Yeah.
like you can't do that in the US. Like
You better try.
yeah, no one would even know who you are.
Oh, wow.
See, I like that energy out of athletes, right? Like that. I like cocky athletes.
Oh, 100%.
I love
It's
it.
nice.
I love, but when they're like cocky but good people. Like I like Mayweather a lot.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like that.
I
Kind
love
of thing.
Mayweather. Yeah.
With yourself, do you feel like you could end up being the fastest man in the world at some point? In your race.
I don't. Well, a good thing is I don't think I would be running if I didn't, because I didn't get into athletic out of passion.
Right, right.
I got into it out of like competitiveness, the experiences, and where it takes you. So it's like, if I don't think I can achieve the goals I set myself, well, I'm
What's
out.
the point? Yeah.
Well, I'm out. At the same time, so yeah, I think you always have to like, whatever your goal is. If you don't think you can achieve it, then you can just downgrade. You know.
Yeah.
Why am I running like 50 Ks a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
I start running like 20 Ks a week. I can still go to Europe.
He said it like it's nothing.
I know. 20K.
But it will not be fun.
Yeah.
You cannot. It will not be fun getting exposed every race. Like,
He's getting exposed.
Yo, that would
well,
actually be
think
sad,
about
yeah.
think about it. Like in soccer or basketball, I can be unfit and
got a team.
and
You
be
got a team.
MVP.
Yeah.
But in running, man,
you can't.
if you're
that's
unfit,
facts.
you cannot get away with
Bro,
it.
that's so true because like basketball, yeah, it's like
Let's look at James Harden, bro.
as long
Come on.
like
That's not Tita, bro.
Oh my.
How did you do it, bro? Those 50 points and he looks like can't run.
yeah.
But he still like hit 30 points a game,
I don't
and
know.
people will be praising him, like even if he's out of shape.
Yeah.
But you can't do that in running.
Yeah.
Man, if I'm a kilo heavier, someone would know.
Yeah.
You know? And they would know when I get on that track.
I was a killer heavy. No one would know.
You know? They would know. It's not like I'm going to run 400 and say, hey, Joseph, sub out.
Yeah,
Run the
That's
next 400.
true, that's
You can't do that.
Yeah,
Stop.
yeah, yeah.
Diet wise, are you like super strict or do you eat whatever?
I'm pretty chilled, but I've learned you know, you gotta actually look after your health. So, but I'm pretty chill diet wise. I'm pretty chilled in general as a person, you know. So I don't really focus too much on diet and stuff like that. But I also think I ate pretty well, just because culturally, we never actually ate out. Like your mom cooks everything. Like what's going out. Everyone just kind of eats at home. So I guess just by default and by the people I'm around. So I only think I say the only time I miss Perth is when I open my fridge at home, because I'm not home no more. And then now you gotta actually buy it. It's looking kind of different.
Bottled water in the
bottled water. Where's the bananas? You know. So yeah, I try to eat well at the same time. Though, saying that.
We gotta tell them how we met. The night.
Oh, yeah.
Because how he ended up on this podcast is the funniest thing that happened.
Okay.
Tell us.
So obviously, you know, I would say half of it, and you say your experience.
What?
Yeah.
This has to be madness now.
No, it's not madness.
Not like hilarious or something.
It was just funny.
Okay.
You know, obviously because it was a birthday party, whatever. He came. The birthday girl introduced us, but I had no clue who he was. I was like, "What's up, bro?"
Oh,
Yep.
rude guy.
Yeah, he's quite rude.
I gave him a good handshake and everything, and then I continued back with my conversation, right? And then after that, one of my homies was having a good ass conversation with him.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I was talking to someone. Yeah. Like obviously, you could explain what you guys were talking about and how he ended up finding out that you're a runner. Yeah, because they were talking or whatever. Like it was a funny story, like how my friend ended up finding out that you run and whatever. Yeah. My friend comes up to me. I was having a deep conversation with someone, giving them advice about life. He came up to say, he told me on the shoulder, say, "Hey, bro, I don't care how serious your conversation is, you need to come with me right now."
Right now.
I go, I follow him. He introduced me to this guy. Said, "Peter, this is Carlos. This is Peter. Carlos does podcast. Peter runs." He left.
Love it. Nice and simple.
So we were there looking at each other. "You run?" "Yeah, I run." And then we just, bro, I was like, it was just crazy, bro.
Dang, bro. What were you talking about to the other guy? How'd you guys get to?
Man,
I'll tell him how he found out that you run.
I don't even remember, but we're having like a really good conversation. He plays soccer, yeah?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, he was talking about seeing all my stuff on Instagram with Joseph, traveling with your friend around the world, making it to the highest place. I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about this stuff. Like, you're right. We're kind of blessed. It's nice to do it. And, you know, we're just talking and he wanted some advice and stuff like that. I don't know if he was drinking, but the conversation was definitely good.
Because what was funny about that conversation was that he didn't know, because obviously he knew that there's two runners, these Sudanese guys that run.
Yeah.
But he didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
So they were talking, he's like, "Yeah, I run." It's like, "Bro, that's crazy. I know these two guys that run." He's like, "That's me."
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Legit. He looked at him, was like, "That's me." He put it up for himself. "That's me, cuz."
Wow.
They wouldn't believe me for some reason.
That's why he just ran to and say, "Yeah, cuz, please come with me right now, bro."
That must have been a nice feeling though. It's like, oh, okay, you're talking about
hearing
someone.
people
You're
say,
talking about me. Yeah, like it's me that you're talking
You know what
about.
it is? Because people can talk and sing your praises when you're there and they know it's you. But it's different when it's like you're actually just talking about this person, like, "Yo, these guys
Yeah,
are killing it."
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like, can you imagine this being the opposite? He's like,
Yeah,
"Bro,
man.
these two guys actually not that good."
That's me. It was the funniest thing ever, man. And yeah, because obviously, like, he enjoyed the conversation with you and so on. And then he messaged me later. I was like, "Hey, man, you need to get him on your podcast."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just knew that. I hit up the guys like, "Yo," and obviously that's what we're here today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
The way Carlos was working for once, bro.
Huh? Nah, bro, I'm enjoying having fun
Networking.
and everything. Yeah, hey, but shout out to Rini, man. He made this happen.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, I ain't gonna lie, because of course, like, I met
And
you.
the birthday girl. Without the birthday.
Oh, shout out to the birthday.
Without
That's
the
true.
birthday, would have never
You're
been
put
there.
up for the homies? That's crazy.
Carl, do you remember whose birthday it was?
We're gonna give her a shout out. Hey, camera on me. Hey, shout out to Flavia, bro. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she obviously, you know, got us in one room, and obviously our friend Rini got us to be talking together as well. You know, because obviously there was a lot of people there. I didn't get a chance to go around and talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you had the chance to go around and talk to everyone as well. But yeah, he just said, "Hey, you two come together." Yeah. start networking because I want to see it happen. He legit said, "Hey, I want to see it happen."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we need to put him on the payroll, bro.
He needed to be here.
Yeah, it's the payroll, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
the guy's working overtime, bro.
You know what I find interesting? Because you guys said, you know what I mean, you had a party, that like someone's birthday, but you guys are talking deep, having good convos with different
bro.
people, right? Is that what the vibe is now? Is that who we are?
We're all grown up.
You have convos.
Like, when did that happen to us?
I knew this would happen.
I don't remember any in between phase because it was like either moving mad, like people do mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I experienced that many of them. 'Cause shout out to the parents, they didn't let me out. You know what I mean? But some of the times, the things I saw, it was mad. You know what I mean? And then now you pull up to someone's birthday and you're like
And then you
chatting,
having a good conversation.
Having a
like,
chat, yeah.
legs crossed, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a beautiful conversation. Like,
Like,
even,
when did that happen?
yeah, I think because this guy said because we're growing. I remember like towards the end of last year, I went to a birthday party. Yeah, it was me and Rini and I. Yeah, we were there. Everyone was having fun and so on. Everyone else was still pulling up. So me and him were just in a room and we're just talking. We haven't caught up in ages, so we're just finally catching up, saying what we do and everything. Yeah, spoke for like 2 hours, legit. And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, bro, if I go home right now, this is the best night ever."
Didn't even interact with anyone.
Bro, you could even argue when I went out to the party, my night went down. You could argue.
Stop singing.
What is this, come on, yeah, like legit. So yeah, and then I realized that going out and actually meeting people and seeing, you know, seeing what they're about, and because we spoke about a lot of stuff that time as well, like the challenges, this, that. It would, you know, he told me about the Olympics and so on. I was like, yo, man, this, you know, that whole night was a vibe. You know, that whole night was a vibe. You know, again, shout out to Flabby. She created a mad vibe. She created like a pen and sip kind of vibe.
Sip,
you know what I mean? She created that environment for people to just come and have conversation, meet different people. Even when you came, she knew that you didn't know anyone. She's like, she was going around, hey, yo, this is Peter. This is the homie Peter. Yo. You know what I mean? So she kind of definitely created that vibe for us to be able to interact like that. And I think that's super important for, you know, again, for the host to be able to create that environment of, yo, this is what tonight's going to be about. You know what I mean?
That's funny because I had an experience at work, and like everyone's just vibing, you know what I mean? We're just relaxing, just catching up afterwards kind of thing after work and all that. And then like some of the older people were trying to like say, yeah, let's let the night keep going, bro. It's the night is young. What y'all saying? What's the move next? And for me, like, we were talking about, like I made a joke. I was like, oh, you want to go to this place? Because I know it's wild. Yeah, I know it's a crazy place. Oh, you don't want to go there. Like, oh, yeah, you young kids, you probably don't want to, you know, come and hang out with us and stuff like that. You know, you guys probably want all those wild parties. I'm like, nah, bro, I actually genuinely, I'm at that weird space of like, now
It's a maturity thing.
It's weird, but I don't feel it though. It's like the age hasn't been that long. You know what I mean? Since madness was going on or since I thought I was young.
But that's because there are people our age that are still doing that. It is a maturity thing. I think we're just surrounded by people that want to level
it's
up.
definitely environment. I think, which is her environment too. You can just tell, you know.
It's also interesting though because I swear I realized I was thinking about this in the shower this morning. Literally, I was like, "Yo, from 23 up, everyone's the same age." Like in here, we're all like, you can have conversations with a 60-year-old and be y'all are talking about the same. You know what I mean? Like you can have an actual conversation. I can have a conversation with a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Below is when I start to look at everyone like, yeah, you guys are young.
No, you know what it is?
You know what I
I
mean?
think we might have said this on the podcast or we're just having a conversation between ourselves. But it's like up to end of uni, everything is scored by years, like your year level or uni year level, whatever. After, say, 23, when most people are done with uni, everything's scored by moments. So it's like, I became a father. I became a husband. I became, like, but that could happen at any point. So it's like a 27-year-old and a 65-year-old are both a father. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where they meet in common.
We were having this conversation. And that's kind of wild though. It's like, you can be having conversation. Because I'm even thinking the kind of rooms and spaces that you actually probably end up in sometimes. You know what I mean? Because of the nature. And you're meeting completely different people all around the world. And being able to relate with them, bro, that's tough. Like some people will not be able to do that. Because I was actually listening to something recently and they were talking about athletes. Oh, it was you guys know Justin LeBoy?
Yeah.
The one that does.
Only the Migos beat him up yesterday.
Yeah, I heard.
Did you hear about the whole Saweetie thing?
Y'all are rude.
So apparently the Migos jumped him.
But why would you jump him, man? He did nothing.
I don't know. He made her sound like she was
He instigated it.
Yeah,
He was an instigator.
Anyways, he was on the Breakfast Club and he's talking about how like a lot of athletes will hit him up because he has access to a lot of girls just to talk to him and stuff. So a lot of athletes are like always, or sports players always like, yo, hey man, what are you saying, bro? What's the move? You trying to let me link? They're like, y'all are weird. You have social anxiety. You don't know how to talk to these people. I'm not gonna let you connect with these people.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you have that of like having so many people that have a name and stuff like that around you potentially, but then when they get in these spaces with different people, they just can't interact with these different types of people, because that's a skill to have, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill, and I just try to stay consistent in my character throughout everyone, and because then you're not really faking anything.
Yeah, 100.
And if some people are not your type, then you know how to shift out of that, but not rudely at the same time. You don't just ignore them, you know. But yeah, you be in like different situations. The best thing is you meet people from different cultures and stuff, which is cool. Like I mean, in Doha, I actually didn't hang out with the Australian team much.
Come on, get that goal.
I hung out with like randoms, you know. There's a driver there. He was working for the Federation in East Sudanese. I hung out with him. I was in the South African towers and stuff like that. Hang out with them, the Germans and stuff like that. Because I mean, why not? You might as well, while running that 145, you might as well go and meet other people too. Experience the other side of things, you know.
Did you use Aspire Academy when you were there?
No, that's a huge one though. That's a nice one.
You get it, man.
Are crazy.
A few of my boys use it, yeah.
Get it, man.
He loves it. Okay, it's in there.
This thing is just money. These guys are just money.
Yeah.
It's just money.
It's
They have
literally
so
just
much
money.
Like,
The whole thing's money.
When I was a kid, they used to do things for fun, right? So it's like off season, and they'd be like, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, whatever, come train here for a week,
And they
just sign things just because they got it.
I
What
wish,
the hell?
secretly, I wish I ran for them. Because they'd be giving citizenships. but they're taking off you at the airport.
So you can't be Qatari if you're not from Qatar.
Yeah. But you can
if
run for
are,
them.
bro. You never pay a bill in your life. You get a piece of land on birth. You get
Literally.
No, literally, I'm not even kidding. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
Is that why Uncle is in Qatar? What, bro?
No tax for anyone there.
Yeah,
It's a Muslim law.
Yeah.
Even the kind of
Wow.
But
Gotta move
yeah,
there.
but
Might
then
have
you
to
look
move,
at their
yeah.
sports team. Yeah, it's like
There's not a single guitar in that team.
the soccer team. They had this guy. He was like the star of the team for years, Sebastian Soria. South American dude. Then they get these Brazilian guys like, hey, Qatar now, citizen passport.
But they're actually giving to
all
you.
Sudanese, the runners.
Oh, they're all Sudanese, yeah. All of them. I was like, come on, when did I miss out on this?
That's wild.
Damn.
But then they're not citizens. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Because they run for the country, but they're actually not citizens.
Yeah.
Because
Like
it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. But I mean, it makes
That's
sense.
citizenship.
Citizenship.
Whoa, that was tough.
Yo.
The citizenship stuff is still very wild to me.
Yeah.
Like,
very key.
just because you happen to be born in this place, boom, your citizenship, or that you've lived here for a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
citizenship and stuff.
Actually, how come you chose to run for Australia instead of Sudan?
That's a good
Are you
question.
Sudanese or South Sudanese? Or?
I'm both.
But,
I was born when it was just one country.
Yeah.
Nah, but my mom's from, she's like more on the north side,
Yeah.
and then my dad's south. So
Right.
I go by my dad's side. So South Sudan. But I was actually approached by South Sudan to run for them.
Yeah.
So I decided to run for Australia only because I think you can make more impact.
Yeah.
Through running for Australia too. But I would.
Bro, you were headlines, man.
Yeah,
The two of you guys. Yeah,
just make
yo,
more
headlines,
impact.
bro. I remember.
I mean, if I ran for South Sudan, I don't think you just got unnoticed.
Yeah.
While if you run for Australia, you're still South Sudanese.
Yeah.
You be everywhere too, making that impact.
Because I think it was around 2016ish or something is when I saw like you guys were like literally constantly in headlines and stuff like that. They kept on showing both of you, you and Joseph, bro. I was like, yo, what's going on here, bro?
All I gotta say was two Africans running all the time. They're all over my
Yeah.
Insta this. I'm like, what are these guys? But I was like, but I'm happy to see that though.
Hey, not gonna lie. Hey,
that
did
was
we
good.
wanted to holler at them for the other YouTuber? You remember?
Wait, they were running that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Because we used to do this.
Wait,
This is what I remember.
Throwback.
This is what I remember.
I don't remember this.
Because we used to
but
do this on the
yeah.
channel, I remember around that time I was like, yo, hey, maybe we should get these guys on, bro. And then like literally, obviously that stopped and all that. But now looking back, I'm like, yo, y'all have been doing this for like that's 5 years
That
now at
was-
this point, bro. Yeah,
that
and
was 2 years
still
ago,
at the peak, bro. Dang, man, that's tough to maintain up there, bro. Because I'm like, you look at some runners and like you saw them in or even athletes in general, you saw them for one Olympics or something. The next one is long day, or one event. they were talked about heaps, and then after that, you don't hear anything after.
It's hard to maintain.
That's hard, bro.
How old were you when you went to Rio?
I'm 22.
Wow.
But
It's
then I
tough,
was like,
bro.
not experienced. It's different. It's a lot different. In that 4 years, I've gained so much more experience that I wish I had.
Before.
Like next time I go to the Tokyo Olympic, I'm not gonna get excited about food. You know, like or free beats or all that kind of thing. You know,
what?
Free beats?
yeah.
Just gonna skip it.
Like, come on, you work for 4 years. Just wait till you get off the track and go get those beats.
Yeah.
Or it's stuff like small things like that. Yeah.
Who's like left you starstruck? Have you ever met anyone you're like, I'm starstruck right now?
Nah, never. I don't think I could ever be starstruck, and not in an arrogant way.
Yeah.
It's just I treat everyone the same. People are people. It's just okay. My leg can just move faster than other people. It doesn't make you anything. But like I got people like I admired, like Muhammad Ali's always been number one, but I've never met. Probably if I was to be struck, probably him. Other than that,
That's not gonna happen anymore.
other than that, like like I asked for a photo with Clay Thompson and stuff like that, but it wasn't like, oh damn, it's Clay.
You do realize they're just humans at some point as well.
Maybe Rihanna or Beyonce.
Hey.
But,
Yeah. They're different.
but that's for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go. Go.
Nah, because you said you're running for Australia because you're talking about impact. So what kind of impact do you want to make with what you're doing?
Because it's like we have the opportunities there. We have it.
Yeah.
Like, and especially Africans in Australia, like we just like naturally we're just good at sports.
Yeah.
But actually takes time too. Like I didn't just, in those 5 years, I didn't just make it because I was talented. There was a lot of people more talented than I was. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But you gotta see that opportunity, and you gotta see someone else get there. And then it's funny when I made it, my mom called me, said, and then my coach said, "Man, there's so many these little Africans joined the club." I said, "Give it a few weeks, and they won't come anymore," because they were so motivated.
Yeah.
They were there. They came 2 weeks and they dipped. Because like damn,
It's intense.
there's actually work behind it. Behind the scenes. I always think we don't. You always see like the good races, the stuff. We don't advertise like what happens behind the closed doors, because I think that needs to be advertised a lot more.
Even the bad races.
sure.
You said there was a whole 4 years before even getting to the
Yeah.
Olympics of like actual some down parts and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone's like, "Man, you made the Olympic in 5 years." But man, it was sad. Like I didn't make any other team in those. I missed 4 teams in that space of 4 years, and it just comes down to being resilient enough to keep going. And you gotta actually enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then it's kind of, or find something to enjoy about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Do you see the people around you act different now?
Sometimes, like when Joseph broke the Australian record in Monaco, and we got back and we're just on the news everywhere. Because I remember I won a race in Stockholm, and that was a Diamond League, and Joseph came second, and we're just like at the world stage, first and two. So we're getting like these headlines, and then Joseph ended up breaking the Australian record in Monaco, and we came back, and Melbourne was going through this period where there's a lot of conflict with South Sudanese and stuff. And it was just blowing up, and it was just blowing up, and then they would get us in, and they would speak to us, and then they would ask us all these questions.
Yeah, I remember your interview.
Yeah, they would ask us all these questions about what's going on and stuff like that. And then they'd be like, but not you guys. Obviously, you're doing very well. What do you mean, not you guys? Like
You guys are still,
we're still
yeah.
we're still people like these people, and everyone surely has their own struggles and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, it was like, okay, we came here to speak about Australian record being broken, but you want to speak about something else?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like we don't know anything about that. Like,
Hey, legit.
like,
Exactly.
we obviously weren't even here. Yeah, we weren't even here. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy,
like,
man.
but obviously that news sells a lot more, so they just want to pump it.
You
pump it.
have to go to the press conference, yeah? Like, is it an option? Or?
Nah, you never have to go.
No, this was different. This is when you guys came back and you actually had an interview.
Oh, like-
Yeah, this is like news.
Yeah, you had a
news and
news,
stuff
they had
like
a
that.
news interview. Yeah.
This was news and stuff, and
Yeah.
the news is very good. Like they will talk, they'll introduce you, and then they'll chat some questions. So if you're actually not a good speaker, it kind of adds up.
It's hard.
It's
Yeah.
hard if they ask you tricky questions. That's their job.
Yep.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They try and twist it,
It's actually
yeah.
hard.
They actually know what they're
Maneuver,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah. and you go speak out your mind, you might say something wrong and wind that up.
I would love to mess up on these.
Why?
Make me a meme. It would be so good.
Yeah.
That should
It
be
doesn't
so
last long. People can't be angry at you for that long.
The internet is so
Yeah, it
fast.
depends how bad.
Yeah, how bad? I'm not gonna be.
It depends how bad.
They can go to Cubs, yeah.
But it doesn't last that long.
Well, you don't mention the alphabets.
Oh, God.
Hey, bro.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Trust Me Podcast.
Don't mention the alphabets,
I actually have a
please.
question for you.
Please don't do that.
How do you? Actually, no. Maybe Adidas won't like it. Australia won't like it. I don't want to mess up.
Don't put him in a sticky
Nah, I actually won't mess up your
situation.
bag.
You were gonna ask something. Don't forget.
Were you gonna ask something?
Go. It's alright.
There's a
I'll
lot
ask it.
of young Sudanese athletes like across all sports right now in Australia that are doing really, really well. Like whether it's you guys running or Alu and the AFL, the what's it called?
A-League.
A-League. What's the guy in the AFL, the young guy?
Yeah.
There's Mabur, Alir,
Nah, like young.
Buku.
I think so.
There's a lot of in the AFL at the moment.
Richmond plays for Richmond.
Yeah. There's Biggie and there's Mabur.
Yeah, I think one of them. Yeah, but like just killing it, right? And it's like, how much do you guys amongst yourselves like? Do you get to do things together because you're all representing a really growing community?
Yeah.
Especially Melbourne, but just in Australia in general. But also, it's like, yeah, you guys actually get to be stars to the community as well, and what's it like? Not just stars, but like role models.
Role models, yeah.
Like, do you guys get to do stuff together, or do you actually have each other's contacts because you're all at the top of your game, or anything like that?
I think the AFL does it pretty well because obviously it has a lot of money, so they have these multicultural programs. So all these AFL players get to interact with the community and stuff like that. So they do that pretty well, and then they all know each other pretty well. With myself and Joseph, we know Moise, like Mabur, mostly he gives us some tickets to go watch him. I grew up like a few streets down from Alir from Sydney. Well, he's in Adelaide now. So we know him. Sunday from Perth too. So like, yeah, we know of each other. And sometimes like we see each other and stuff like that, but not as much. I mean, we're barely in the country anyways, let alone see them and stuff like that, because it gets pretty busy. It's like high school, you barely see your friends and stuff like that. But yeah, we got each other's contacts, and social media makes it a lot easier and stuff like that. So very supportive and all that things. So yeah, it's a good place to be.
In my mind, it's like the Avengers. They just come together.
That's like what I'm thinking here. 'Cause I'm like,
Meet up
that's
somewhere.
kind of quite powerful
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Like for anyone across any board in any culture, when you can see that, because you almost feel like some people get lost in the sauce sometimes. Like that's the thing as well. We don't want people to now have to be the captains for their whole nation or the the pioneers. But it is that thing of being pioneers of like. But it's tough as well. It's like who told you need to have that responsibility of when you get somewhere now try to help other people come up as well. Like that's a beautiful
agree,
concept.
I do think that separates the boys and the men. Right? It's like
I'm doing this for
people
myself
that
kind of thing,
only
or-
have a myself mentality. Yeah. Honestly, this is where like for example, I look at 50 Cent. I'm like, you clearly only care about yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whereas like I look at
So you say he's a boy?
he's a very rich boy. That's how I see it.
What?
Right? No, but like legit, like it doesn't,
that's
it's not
true.
like that mentality of like let me do things for people.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like you look at
yeah.
I don't know who's
LeBron James.
a Jay-Z, right? And you're
What's
like,
he doing?
bro, he
the
brought
prison-
a
the prison
whole
program.
basketball team to his city just to make jobs for the people.
That's
You know what I
dope.
mean? Like that's where I'm like, that's cool. So yeah, obviously it's unfair or whatever to put that pressure on people like, yo, you should become a leader because of your position. But it's like at the same time, I think real men, real women, they'll just naturally be like, I want to be the leader.
I want to, yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's obviously unfair to set expectations on people. Yeah, and people grow at their own level and stuff like that. So at the start, and at the same time, I think like especially in a community perspective, like say I'm racing next week, and then there's an issue. If you think that's gonna compromise on your race, then you take a seat back and then come approach it later on, like because your career's first, and at the end of the day,
course.
that career is gonna raise your voice.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you're
for
not doing
sure.
well there anyways, so you got to look after that first. But the best people that know how to do it properly, they can balance it. Like,
Yeah.
and then that's a bigger impact.
I mean, just in regards to that, then, have you had any like issues because you are an African man, South Sudanese man?
there's not many issues down in Nidri, man. It's
The town of the unknown.
It's a quiet suburb.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good question.
Or even talking
Or
like
just
in
like in general with your
traveling?
career, you know, yeah, traveling as well in the sport, like just everything. Have there been any setbacks or something like that?
Nothing that I can just think of straight away. There's definitely, you know, because no one knows you're an athlete. No one, like a lot of people don't know. But then there is a lot of perks to it. Like I do think sometimes we get treated a little bit differently. Like when we're looking for a house and we like, me and Joseph were like struggling, and then we contacted one person, boom, so you got a place, like you can move in next week if you wanted to. We didn't have to go through that process of filling the forms or anything like that. It's just like boom, you're in, you know.
That must be nice.
It's nice that you recognize that it's a blessing. It's like it's
Yeah.
not an entitlement. You know?
Nah,
Yeah.
That's cool.
My name is Peter Bol. I'm looking for a house. Moving next week.
You have until Friday.
it's like damn, next week, not today.
Nah, must be nice.
So
Must be.
you and Peter, obviously, like you guys are close.
You-
Oh.
Even himself.
You slept well.
Sorry. You and
Jet lag from Queensland trip.
One trip.
an hour and a half flight. Jet lag. So I saw you and Jason both like close best friends and everything. So were you guys close before you guys even started running, or was it like you guys create that friendship during the process?
No, Joseph was out in Queensland and I was in Perth, so
Yeah.
that bond definitely grew through sports because he's the most person I see. So it's just by nature we're just always around each other. We travel, we race the same race, we have the same manager, we have the same coach, we have the same sponsor.
You're bound to become
You know what quote I
close.
remember
Yeah.
is of two of you. I think you were in the Adidas trackies and you're like running along a water.
And you don't know who's who. Yeah, there was a race in Canberra,
Yeah.
literally, it was just like this. And we literally have the same stride. And my mom said, you almost beat Joseph. I said, I won. What are you talking about? It's like if your own mom can't recognize.
Wait. So are you an Adidas athlete because they sponsor Australia, or because they reached out to you guys specifically, or because of what?
No, we just really lucky to have a great manager.
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Adidas, not Adidas Australia, but Adidas International. So because
Talk that talk.
you know, my
Little boys to me.
Australia, you're a little boy to me.
Kiss you on your forehead.
We love to see it. We love to see
That's
it.
sick.
Yeah.
we have a good support team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually
That's bad.
we've put ourselves and the people around us have put us in a position like the best to excel. Like we have a good manager, we have a good coach, we have a good environment. Like it's really just up to you. And that system is set for us. That system is very hard to set for a lot of people. Like especially in athletics, that's why you don't see many. I think it's expensive sport, and I think other than AFL, cricket, and rugby, everything else is you don't get paid much in Australia, and it's usually whoever makes it to the highest. If they went to good schools, they got that good system built. Their families can afford that stuff like that. So it's kind of hard. Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What a journey.
What's Fast 8?
Fast 8 Track Club. That's just that's our club. My coach set it up.
Yeah.
So Fast 8. We're supposed to run really fast 800s. Fast 8 Track Club. Yeah, and my coaches coach the best 800. That's how I moved here. He was coaching the record holder. He's coached all the best 800 runners in the country. So
Damn.
big flex
White guy?
to him. What was that?
Like Aussie guy?
Yeah, he's white. Italian, he like Italian, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's bald. Yeah, so, yeah, it's just cool. Set that up, and it was funny in Brisbane, he messaged me, and he said, I watched that race, and I was really mad. I said, why? He said, we came all the way here to race ourselves.
That is dope.
I was like, because I came first and my training partner Brad came second.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then last night we actually raced and Brad came first and I came second closely. It's like, damn, we should have stayed in Melbourne. We should have stayed in Melbourne, you know?
Yeah.
Do you get a medal at the end of every race?
No.
No, sorry. Like every race that you finish in the top 3, does someone get a medal for it? Not specifically you.
Nah, not like school carnivals.
Right.
Little boy.
The ribbons.
No, you know what's funny? I do a lot of school talks and stuff, and and you know, kids help you realize a lot of things. And one kid was like, small kid keep putting his hand up, annoying. Like they keep asking a bunch of questions. He's like, "Excuse me, sir." I was like, "Yes." He's like, "How many medals have you won?" I said, "Oh, I actually don't know." And then he put his hand up. "Well, how many races have you won?" I said, "I don't know." He goes, "How many races have you lost?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." I was getting frustrated, and then I realized like, I actually don't know. And then you just realize it's actually the experiences and the journey that matters a lot more than the results and the outcome at the end of the day,
That's
right?
true.
And we're saying that when I moved from, I have a bunch of medals in Perth. When I moved from Perth to Melbourne, I didn't take any medals. I don't even know where they are. I won nationals 2 years ago, and I still don't know where that medal is. After the thing, my coach has it and he still has it. Yeah. Like I've never actually, like it only matters in the moment, and then it's like,
and then
it's just it.
Explain the difficulty of like taking part in 2 different like events. Not events, but like you obviously do 800 meters. Yeah. Have you ever thought of going for 400 and trying to participate in that, or have you tried it, or have you thought about it, or how hard is that to even do both?
Well, realistically,
because obviously different trainings involved.
My best chance, and you gotta know yourself, self-awareness, right? My best chance to make it to the highest level would be 800, and I know that.
Yeah.
On 400, man, these Americans, these kids, and all that,
they're fast.
I mean, we're East African Sudanese, like it's like West African thing, speed. You know, they're bigger, more muscles and stuff like that. 400, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
I'm running 47s, and there's no way. Just struggling to make it to the Olympic team, and then getting to the Olympics, you get exposed. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to struggle to make it to.
Can't do that to my mom.
I don't want to struggle making it to the Olympics because then at the Olympics, like, damn, you're just there as a passenger. And it's fine if that's your goal, like you just want to be at the Olympics.
Yeah.
But if you wanna,
actually,
you wanna.
So
that's how I view it, anyways. So now 400s, no chance. 1500, maybe, but also I don't like running a lot, and 1500 you'd be averaging like 80 something Ks a week and stuff like that.
It's long as well.
And
that's
and look how skinny I am. That's losing a lot of weight. That's, you know, when you go home, your mom just look at you like, you haven't been eating, you know.
They're skinny, man.
They're skinny, like 1500 runners, and I'm already like 63 kgs at the moment, and I like being a little bit heavier. So 800 is the best chance.
Because we've seen athletes being able to participate in
others.
Yeah, they participate like 100 and 200.
Oh yeah,
102.
That kind of
similar.
That's still a bit of madness.
Nah, that one.
Because it's still sprints. Yeah.
If you have maybe 1 and 4.
Yeah, you're being silly there.
Yeah, 1 and 4 is hard. Yeah.
2 and 4, maybe even that's okay. Like you have the 8 and 15. You have 8 and 4. You have as well.
8 and 4. Yeah.
And
but also,
1 and 2.
it's like you can't back up like that at the Olympics. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be extremely fit. Like Mo Farah, like he does the 5 and 10, and those guys are elite.
Wow.
Those guys are elite. Like he'd be running 10K, and you gotta remember, you gotta run rounds.
Yeah.
You're not just running 2 races. You gotta run 3 rounds of each or whatever. So if I'm running a 408, you gotta run semis, heat, final.
Yeah, that is true.
And 800. Considering you make it to the final.
Wow.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about the round.
There's rounds to it.
Yeah, dude.
The 100 and stuff they can back up easier because you're literally running 100.
Yeah.
And then you can come run 200.
I don't know. It looks tough though. The 100 meters, it's a
It's tough
fast
one.
sprint. I feel like you have to exert so much. Because I mean, I used to be an athlete as well. You know, back in my days and that, you know, I ran 100, 200, whatever, you know, you asked me. But it just took too much out of me. Like I was always tired straight after, and it's because even though it's such a short distance, it's like you literally have to give it your
Does
all.
anyone believe this story?
Wait, are you guys serious?
Believe it a little bit.
Wait, come on,
That they can
guys,
bluff,
guys,
bro.
guys.
believe
I was
it.
an athlete.
Only one way to find out.
deadass.
We gotta go race today.
I mean,
Hey, we'll get the
I don't want to. I just want to watch.
do you want the smoke? Do you want the smoke?
What do you want? Wait,
No, I don't want no smoke.
He doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want the smoke.
100?
Sorry?
I like where my
Yeah.
confidence out there.
Yeah. I could never do like the 8 and
I thought you were more
15
long
because I'm
distance.
just no. But like 100, it just like takes so much out of you. But I feel like even 800 as well, even though it's not slower pace, but it is slower than you would go at 100, obviously, because it's shorter distance and stuff. But like just running in general exerts
It's
so
so
much
tiring.
energy. So how do you make sure your body is, you recover? Like what's your recovery process afterwards? Because that would be intense.
She's right though. Like one of my hardest sessions, and it's the shortest, probably Mondays, and I'll probably do only less than 2Ks, and then while Saturdays I do like what 7, like about 10, 12Ks that day.
Okay.
That's a lot easier than a Monday because it's just all force.
Yeah.
Like you're just pushing so hard,
Yeah.
and you're trying to run as fast as you can. It's like lifting weights, like heavy weights and stuff like that. That's what sprinting kind of is. How do I recover? Understanding recovery systems, and again, we have people like that help you with those things. I'm not searching like how do I recover and stuff like that.
You started to do that.
Like you're not googling. You just
Yeah.
go, oh,
That's mad.
we have access to nutritionists, we have access to dietitians, we have access to recovery centers. So you just message them like, this is their job. Like, why are you gonna go like
Exactly.
Google and stuff like that? So you just and then they just recommend the normal things like after like a hard session or something, you gotta get fuel straight into you. So, like food matters, protein matters. Good rest. That's why I'll be getting 10 hours sleep.
You need it.
You need it.
You need it.
That's,
Yeah.
good rest. All those things help. And then when your body gets conditioned, so like, and to get conditions, you could actually do the off-season training. That's the hardest part, is doing the off-season training because it's a lot. But then you come here and then you run the 800. It's like, it's not that hard. It's chill. It's
chilled.
It's when you, if you're struggling at training in that 800, you generally know if the first 400 feeling kind of hard, you're like, oh boy.
You're in the race. Like, hey, what am I going to blame this on?
Let me pull a crap.
Where am I gonna pull out? But yeah, you gotta do that.
That's pretty crazy.
Condition yourself, and it's at the same time as well. It's more mind over body too. So you gotta be, some of the races. In Rio, I said I was in the best shape I could have possibly been in, but I didn't perform to that level. Physically, I was in the best shape, but mentally, I was so far out of it. Only because there's this bubble that you gotta stay inside of. And that's kind of your energy, and then you gotta kind of maintain that energy. And my energy was just like boom, exerting too much energy before getting to the track.
Yeah.
Like
Control,
like it's just crazy. Like you're getting excited about all these free things. I got like the food. I got like 2 haircuts. I don't know why. but I literally got like 2 haircuts. It was just free.
Yeah.
The hair hasn't even grown back yet. I started cutting skin at that point.
I'm like, let's just go. Free phones and all these things, and
Said
then
phones?
your energy is just you're exerting all this energy
Said
before you get
phones,
into
Yeah,
the
they
track.
definitely said phones.
Yeah, well, Samsung sponsored the.
That's calm. I'll take
It's
it.
one of the
Gold?
sponsors. So you had
Look at you. You don't
phone
even
and
want
all
that
this.
right now. Look at you.
Apple baby.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you gotta maintain that energy. Otherwise,
That's important.
it's very important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lessons that you learn, but you gotta actually be self-aware. Otherwise, you won't. And another lesson was like, you make it up there, and you see all these people. You're like, whoa, they're like the highest level, but then you forget that you're also at that same level
with them right
That's
now.
why you're
with
there.
them too.
You run the same race.
Yeah.
You run the same race. So I went up to the I think it was the warm-up track, and I just remember this, and I was watching everyone. I was like, I like analyzing people. I was like, damn, who do I want to be like? I like my personality is kind of like relaxed and stuff like that. And I looked at the Jamaicans, and you saying, well, they had music going,
Wow.
and they were just having a bowl. I'm like, these guys, the Olympics hasn't even started. They look like they won. They look like they literally,
Yeah.
they just have fun.
They're the coolest nation.
Yeah, they're just cool people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I want to be like them. And I looked at East Africans and the Kenyans. man,
Serious.
they look so shy.
Oh, shy.
Yeah, like so shy, and I'm
They
like,
looked at themselves.
robbed
yeah.
you.
Somebody feed it.
They said who robbed you.
Like who robbed you out of these medals? That hasn't even
I know,
started.
so
Yeah.
rude.
I'm like,
someone feed us.
I know.
We're not gonna skip that. Come
It's called elite physique.
Come on.
That's what you need.
It didn't go over our heads, alright?
But yeah, you look at that, and then I looked at the Americans. They look tense. I look at the
Yeah.
Australians. They kind of look calm. I'm like, I want to be like the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
But then you realize, you can't. You got there by being you. You
Yeah.
can't go there and then just like I want to be like the Jamaicans because that's their personality.
Yeah.
And funny enough, at the end, the Jamaicans did kill it
Win,
on the track.
yeah.
Oh, man.
But so did the Kenyans. These
They're
Kenyans,
all
when they
being
got to the
them.
track, they didn't look shy no more.
It was game time.
It was game
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. The Australians killed the swimming, the rugby.
Yeah.
Everyone did well, but it was just their personality. And the people that did well is just being themselves, I think. While I was trying to be like the Jamaicans and stuff,
Yeah.
I was trying to be cool and stuff. Like
So we're controlling, because you're talking about, obviously control the excitement level and so on. Do you have someone that kind of helps you or guides you through balancing that? Or is that more like a you thing? Now you got to figure that out.
Yeah, that's a hard one because like when I first made the team, this old guy came up to me in America and said, "I want to speak to you." I said, "What you want to speak about, man?" And then he's like, he's a sports psychologist. You remember I made it in 5 years, and the way I made it was training hard. I didn't care about no nutrition. I didn't care about anything else. It was just training. So in sport, there's sports psychologists, strength conditioning. There's all these, and this guy wants to speak to me, and I'm like, I don't want to speak to this guy. And then he comes to me again. And I was like to my coach, "Why does this old guy want to speak to me? I don't want to talk to him." He said he just wants to see how you're feeling and whatnot, stuff like that. He's a sports psychologist. That's his job. He's there on the team. And then I was like, man, in my head, I'm like, if he really wants to see how I'm feeling, like, go check my gram. Like, I just wrote everything there. And then I went to speak to him, and he was speaking to me about the energy stuff and maintaining that energy. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, he kind of makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because it's your first Olympics and the excitement and all that stuff. Like, I was like, it made sense. But then when I got there, I completely forgot it. And then I realized you can't be hard on yourself either because that's part of the experience. Yeah. Some people just had it a lot earlier than you. Some people had it at World Juniors. Some people had it at Commonwealth Games and all those little teams. You just went there. So you were just chucked in the pool straight away, and you have to experience those things. Right now, if I go to Olympics, you just know. And the best thing is, you're going to be 800 is 2 laps of any 400 track. So it's just in a different country. So you're still running the same distance in a different country. So that's it.
Man, can you imagine like the whole world is on you now?
Yeah, I'm probably just thinking about
Holding
that.
on your
Imagine that,
shoulders.
and then
Space
the
to
moment
be in.
set go, and you and everyone just shouting, and bro, that's
Where's it at this year? Tokyo, yeah.
But only international, only Japanese fans.
Yeah.
Oh, this
no
one,
one else. Is,
Let's start learning
Go-
Japanese.
I was gonna ask about that, like, cause with like football, cause like soccer's always been my thing. Being home or being away is really like it actually has a big impact on the game, right?
Yeah.
Is it so much for running? Like,
I think so. Like, Australians did really good at the Commonwealth Games. I was injured during that time. And the home crowd was awesome for Australians. Like, they were just cheering them on and they're excited being at home. So that was huge. But at like a world stage, like the Olympics and stuff, like I definitely noticed it when the Brazilian guy was doing the pole vault and Brazil went crazy. I was at the dining hall. I was trying to eat and the Brazil was playing. No one was trying to serve me.
there you go.
No one's trying to serve me, man. And when Brazil won, it just went crazy. I was like, so yeah, it can't. I think it helps. It's like for the country, the pride, and all the stuff.
Yeah.
It definitely helps. But it also depends on you. If you feel too much pressure, then it's kind of backfires.
Is there age restrictions with running? Because, like, for example, like with soccer, and I think basketball might be the same. I don't know about basketball. In the Olympics, like for soccer, you can only have 3 guys over 23.
Yeah, because
It's all junior guys.
and like boxing and stuff.
Yeah.
because they're already like I think amateur. It's supposed to be amateurs and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't think there's age restrictions. I think you have to be over 16.
Okay.
But other than that,
That's it.
Because the Olympics for runners is their thing.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
like soccer. They have their
World
own thing,
Cup.
World
Yeah,
Cup
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Basketball too. Like these guys just come to get an Olympic medal, just have it in their resume.
Yeah.
They don't need it. They have the playoffs and they have all this stuff like that. But for running, that's your thing. So yeah.
Which
But
is
tennis
fair.
players kind of go.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
they'll
you
go.
don't
Like,
really have-
yeah.
Oh no, I think there is.
What?
No, Serena was playing
No,
last
Serena
time.
keeps playing.
Yeah.
Hey, she could
Oh,
stop.
yeah?
She really should stop.
Bro, let
Doesn't
it go
need
off,
to.
Go off.
You don't want to stop.
She's
innit?
still got.
Oh,
she's still got it
Telling
in
you, for
her.
It's just a workout.
Yeah, it's just vibes, man. Let me
Yeah.
get paid while I work out. Why not? Hey, bro.
This one
They
is
make
hard, bro.
ridiculous amount of
Bro.
money.
Yeah.
I went,
Tennis?
Solo.
yeah, I went to the. We were lucky. We got some really good tickets to the tennis. It was during that year we were blowing up, so we got tickets. Like these tickets were so expensive, like courtside, and we got to see like behind the scenes and everything. I'm like, man, these guys make so much money. And the funny thing is, they have like the ATO there. The tax office right there. so I was in Brisbane the other day and I was like, where the hell is the ATO?
You want to see what's going on here?
I was like, where's the ATO? I was like, nah, I'll probably owe you guys money. Don't bring it here. You know? So
Yeah.
they just make ridiculous amount of money. And they get taxed on the spot. It's great before they leave the country. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's such a weird.
That is insane.
That's why I want my kids to be athletes. It's just a cooler lifestyle. It's a cooler lifestyle.
I guess, but there's also
What's so
it's
tough
harder,
about it besides
probably
training? Let's say besides training, what
What
would
are
you
the
say is
challenges?
tough?
Yeah.
there's also a lot of sacrifices you gotta make. Like you're always away.
Yeah.
Like if you're a family person, like you're away from your family, that's a sacrifice you gotta make. The trainings, being away from home. You can't establish really good relationship if you're always kind of away. It's hard. It's really hard because you need human connection, stuff like that. So, like especially if you're in a relationship or something like that, and you're like, "Yo, I'm out for 7 months. Wait for me." that's tough.
Yeah. So does that mean you're telling our listeners that you're single?
I wasn't getting there. Yeah, she picked it up, but
We have to let them know.
People 800. So there's bad things too.
Of course.
But I guess it's the sacrifices you're willing to make for it because it's obviously you enjoy it a lot more. But yeah, it is a cool lifestyle. The people you get to meet and all that stuff. But like the things I miss out on is like being home, missing like my siblings growing up and being around them and all those things, you know.
Do you normally stay in touch with like people that you've met? Where it's like, yo, I've had like an amazing conversation. Even if I'm going back, I'm trying to continue.
No, you just want to make sure that you guys stay.
Stay in contact.
Stay in touch right now. I got you.
Nah, we've been texting after the party, man. I don't know what you say. But like, obviously, you go to Olympics and then you've, made mad connections and you really, enjoyed this person's company, whatever. And then going back home, like, do you still keep in touch? It's like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see you again.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with someone. I actually see my friends overseas more than I see some here, which is crazy. And Flavia, the girl that hosted the party, I said I'm about to see him more than I've ever seen you. I've only seen her 3 times, and I've seen him now 3 times.
It's sort of like 2 weeks.
I've seen him 3 times, So there's those things, but like because especially if you're like I'm in Europe and in Germany, and then there lifestyle is just a lot more relaxed. You can see people a lot more easy and stuff like that. Here, it's like everyone's like working 9 to 5. It's like weekend, especially if you're working like 9 to 5, and then the weekend you kind of want to chill or spend it with the closest people. So it's hard. And then like traffic, man. Like I don't live that far from the city, but on a bad day it could take me like 30 minutes. And it's not that. It shouldn't be that far, but traffic, So
It's actually insane that you see more people.
I definitely
Overseas.
see more people overseas than I do sometimes. Yeah, which is crazy.
Are you racing the same people often then, when like just in different countries?
Oh, the people I race, we always stay in touch. I stay in touch with my boys from guitar because I'm trying to see where that money's coming from.
I'm telling you, get in touch with like 2 or 3 shapes. Let them like you.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
a good life for you.
I'm saying I can set up some buildings too. Yeah, we have different skills.
Man, imagine having like a group chat with like everyone that does the 800 meters.
Yeah, no.
But there's someone.
it's cool.
You guys do that?
We do like I was racing in Zagreb in Croatia, and I hang out with this Puerto Rican guy. He runs for Puerto Rico. And I always see him. He gives himself haircuts and stuff. I'm like, yo, pull up to my room. And he came and gave me a haircut, and this is my competitor. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
The guitar guy, like I was talking to him for like an hour over FaceTime the other day. One of my good friends is from France. We always stay in touch. Just stuff like that. So, yeah.
It's actually good to stay in touch with
Bro, that's
people
something
that
I always talk about,
It
bro.
is.
Not even aside from that. I mean, yeah, connect with your
That's
peers
really
and that, but
nice.
bro, international friends is like,
I love it.
Elite.
how do people like I've got some, it's dope, but it's like, bro, like
International-
some
you
people
got
just
international
really
friends?
only know people here. Don't worry about it.
That's because so far I would have Gold Coast friends, bro.
Well, that's all you've
He has
been.
one in the UK. We're all thinking the
Yeah,
same guy.
we are. I don't think that's a mutual. It's not a mutual friendship.
The guy said I go international friends.
Don't even say it. Shut up. That's dumb.
The guy said I go international friends.
Aye.
Friends.
Just one guy.
Let
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Hey,
Friends are friends.
You know, for real, I went to school in Qatar with the prince's son, and
Princess son.
it's still friends.
What's
with
his
friends,
name?
so-
Let me catch up with him sometime.
The guy said I'm
Holla.
his friends.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, having international friends, like, it's just eye-opening, bro. You can't be stuck, like, even just mentally here, like, just like to think that the whole world exists here or wherever you're at. Like, it's, bro, there's so much out there, and it's wild how much a lot of people just don't
It
experience.
helps you
ever.
see things in like different perspectives.
Very different,
So-
yeah.
And like completely different.
Yeah.
Like, through like guitarian guys' eye. Like I was like, man, you guys, it's all money. Like, for example, I used to think just money. And then he's like, well, it's kind of tough because we're actually not citizens. And when you come back, they take, I'm not exposing him, by the way, so I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah.
When you come back, you can't actually, they put you in like 5-star hotels and everything. But when you get back, you're just living a normal lifestyle. They get you used to this.
Yep.
They don't actually physically give you that money. But
Just
then
perks.
It's just perks of having all these things. But really, he said to me, the funny thing he said to me, he said, if I ever get a citizenship, I'm quitting running today.
Yeah, lock it in.
I was like, why? So you know how much money I make? I said, give me one too then.
I want to quit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're all right.
Yeah, I said, give me one
Step
too.
closer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Nah, it's true, bro. Like, just like that, you view money in a different way now. Even you view something in a different way,
Way.
just literally because of that one connection that you have with someone. That you just everything changes in perspective.
Everything changes.
It's like it's so important, man. Because you tackle things in such a different way when you get to have. It's a wealth of knowledge at the end of the day. That's what it becomes, right? Yeah.
It's just fun meeting people from different classes as well, even if it's in the same city. Like, I started working recently for these guys, and these guys like only 3 years older than me, filthy rich, right? And it's like just getting like you hear these stories of like, people have these kind of cars and this kind of stuff, and they just spend money like this, and then it's like you actually meet someone like that, and you're like, oh, it's real, And it's like, but now you're exposed to that. You're exposed to people that have less than you. It's like it's just cool meeting people of
Everywhere.
everything,
Yeah, like I first went overseas in 2015, and I was like, because living in Australia, I'm like, man, I can't wait to go to Paris. I can't wait to go everything like that. And then a few years later, I think it was like 3 years ago, I went to get a haircut in Belgium.
You love haircuts, bro.
I know, yeah. Getting them everywhere.
I always look for the brothers. I always look for the brothers. So I went to this
Make eye
place.
contact.
And I heard this guy speak. I heard this guy speaking Arabic, and I'm like, and I went to speak to him, and I introduced myself, and we went and had food together, and he was telling me everything, and we're just having a normal chat and stuff like that. And then he's like, "Oh, where are you from? Where do you live?" I said, "I actually don't live here. I live in Australia." And he's the look in his eyes, and then I showed him my passport, and he's like, "Whoa." And like, man, he's like, I would love to have that passport. If I have that passport, I'm set for life. And then you come back, you're like, man, this country's not too bad. And he was telling me like everything he's going through. He's trying to get to, he's a refugee, came illegally, and he's trying to get to the UK because he thinks there's better opportunities and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, I actually didn't see it like that. I used to think, I'm like living in Belgium, but I'm living in Belgium differently. Like the first time I got, when we go, we usually get put in nice places and stuff like that.
That's what makes you look at that place of like, yo,
This is nice, yeah.
You gotta go out your way too to experience these
See what's
things.
good, yeah.
Like I remember in 2015, I checked out of my hotel because hotels you don't really meet people. I checked out of my hotel and I went and stayed at a hostel, and man, I met the coolest people. And that was like 2015, and I still hang out with some of these people every
That's
time I go to
dope.
Europe. It's just crazy. And if I didn't check out of there,
You wouldn't
and put
have
myself in that position, you'd
experienced
never.
it. Yeah.
And I remember we're just chilling, having food with this guy. He's Brazilian, and he's like, "You want to go to Amsterdam tomorrow?"
Eesh.
Said, yeah.
I guess so.
That's the nice thing with Europe.
Yeah,
where it's like,
man.
You just
usually
drive.
the train-
Yeah, we didn't take no
Yeah.
flight. We
Yeah.
just drove. It was 2 hours. And I remember I just gave him 2 because there was when I got to Belgium, there was this gorgeous girl, and I was like, damn, I need to check my shot right now. I need to take my shot right now. And how am I gonna do that? So I was like, I just played dumb. Excuse me, how do I get there? You know? And then she's like, oh, I'm actually going that way. And then we started talking, and then she gave me a tour around the whole place.
That's
And then she
dope.
happened to be Australian somehow.
Eesh.
And I was like, damn. So I went back and gave this Portuguese guy a whole tour, flexing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like flexing.
I've been here for a
I
while,
was like
yeah.
flexing. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then this girl ended up living in Perth. Like I caught up with her in Perth. I was like, damn, I met you like long time ago and we're still catching up. It's crazy.
Bro, the world's small, man. People are
It
down
is
for vibes,
very-
bro.
yeah.
Down, man.
I love
Like
that.
those stories is just like crazy experiences, you know?
So that means that when you go to different places, you have the opportunity to actually explore rather than in and out.
Yeah, it depends on you. Some athletes like to be like
Focus.
focus.
Okay.
Like, I'm focused, but that's not me.
Yeah.
And I like Joseph too because he's relaxed too. So we get there, and it's like, you want to go Belgium today?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. You know, we have a day off. Why not? So
okay,
yeah, we definitely explore.
It's also like you're there. You might as well, you know. When
Yeah.
are you gonna come back again and be
Yeah.
able to
I
explore?
remember growing up, we didn't have no holidays. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take advantage of this thing.
Exactly.
This is like work and holiday at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take advantage as much as possible.
Yeah.
But then you just gotta know what you're willing to risk as
For
well.
sure.
And you gotta know when to do it at the right time and not. You know, sometimes you gotta focus on performance. Like right now, I'll definitely focus more on performance because I've lived all that lifestyle. I enjoyed it and all these things. And so now when I go there, I usually just catch up with friends that I already have. Or just go to different areas that I haven't, like recently. During the pandemic, I was moving mad. I was moving mad in Europe. I don't know why. Like, we were in Belgium, I was not panicking at all. I was not panicking. I was in Germany. I was like to my friend, and this dude, he's studying in Germany. And I was like, you want to come with me to Heidelberg and stuff? He said, yeah. We went to Heidelberg, and then I went to Cologne. And then from Cologne, I was like, never been to Luxembourg.
And you know what's crazy? At the same time, all of us like, oh, they finally allowed Uber Eats again.
And the good thing is, at the Olympics, there was a guy from Luxembourg. I didn't even know Luxembourg was a country, but he was running for Luxembourg. He was in my heat at the Olympics. And I just messaged him. I said, let's catch up. He said, oh, pull up. I'm bored here. And you can stay with me. I went there, stayed with him for a week. Man, I was having a ball. And the best thing is, my Instagram was hacked. Everything was hacked. So I wasn't on my phone much. I experienced life completely
That's so
different. It
good.
was so nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
you know?
mad.
And we went on a bike ride. It was like 40 minutes. He said, man, if we ride for another 20 minutes, we'll hit Belgium. I was like, what? I was like, nah, that's the COVID area.
We don't associate with them.
We are not going there.
I think it's serious now.
I was like, that's the COVID area. It's just my legs are adding up. So I was like,
And I got Well, that's beautiful. So, what's your favorite place so
Yeah.
far?
Badass.
it's definitely Monaco was unreal. Like Monaco is just like guitar, like money. Like you see everything's like richness. But I also love South Africa. I was
Nice.
I was in, where was I? Portchestrum, just I think it's south of Johannesburg, and we're there for a training camp. And I think the best moment we had there, my coach came with us, and my coach is crazy. He said he mapped out some run. We're like, where are you taking us? And went to these. He took some turn into the wild, man. And we're running. And I see zebras. I see things.
That is dope.
And he's driving behind us, and we're running towards these animals. I'm like, damn, I was scared as anything.
What is this? Something moving around?
Yeah, legit.
Literally, man. There's a video I'll show you guys afterwards. It's just the wildest thing we did. And he was just driving. I was like, he said, but I'm in the car, so if anything pulls up,
jump
I
in.
said,
Jump in.
a lion would not care if that car.
What do you do?
Leave them alone.
And the funny thing is, the whole time we were planning to go on a safari, and we're like, we just ticked
You
it off the
already
box, bro. We literally just ticked it off the
Yeah.
box. But those things are just, South Africa is probably my favorite, and because I haven't been back since I left, you know, I left Sudan when I was 6. I was here when I was 10, so That was huge. So it was really nice. I loved South Africa.
That's
And I liked Barcelona.
Ah, yeah.
Barcelona
That's
was
the
nice.
best.
That's gotta
That's
be
the
nice.
best city in the world.
He's gotta be nice.
Yeah, because I went there for the purpose of partying. After World Champs, I was like, I googled which is the best place to party, and they said Greece and Barcelona. I was like, I'm probably get away with more trying to speak Spanish than go out there than trying to speak Greek.
Just go
And-
Oakley if you want to do.
yeah. Just go Oakley, yeah. So I went to Barcelona and I had a bowl, and it was different too because we party kind of early, especially in Perth. Like you go out at like 10 and stuff like that. I went out at like, I think 11, 12, and I see kids out like eating dinner. I go out, they're like, nah, nothing's on right now. Come back in an hour. I went back home, had a nap, came back, it was popping. It was popping. It was popping. It did not finish till 8. I was like, damn.
Dang.
And I'm like,
Wait,
man,
hey, what?
AM.
That's how they do
I
it.
left. I was like, that's perfect breakfast time, and I was, I was so tired.
The guy
But,
said,
I was so tired, but I was like, man, look, we're in Barcelona. We can't afford to miss a whole day,
Yeah.
right? And I rented a bike, and I was just like riding along Barcelona, and I was so tired. I stopped at the zoo, and I was like, damn, there's a zoo, and I walked in. And man, it was the best thing I did. And every time I come back to Melbourne now, I go to the zoo. It's like, it's crazy.
Wow.
places.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
kind of like places that you've been to.
Nah, I actually
Like that?
don't.
So you just go, you come back, go, come back.
Yeah, just
You
go.
don't go like, oh, this tick tick tick. You know what I mean? You want to
Hey,
tick.
you
your
gotta
list.
get one of those maps and start scratching.
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was gonna say. You need to start like, imagine ticking that. 5 years from now, you look back, you're like, damn.
Yeah, 2019, I think I was in moist continent. So obviously in Australia, then we went to Boston. So we're in America. Then went to Europe. That's another continent. And also we went to
Then go to Antarctica. bro.
Asia because there was a wedding. My friend had a wedding there. So we went to Bali. So and then from there, where else did I go? Oh, and I went to Africa. So that's Africa, Australia,
Yo,
America.
just moving
That's
mad.
all of them.
That's nice.
That's all of them, other than South America and Antarctica. We ticked it all off.
Probably go there next year. I will see.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's sick.
Have you been like? Oh, obviously you're saying you get invited places, whatnot. Have you been invited or got any requests for the 2022 World Cup soccer?
No, that's in guitar,
Oh, is it
right?
2022? Oh, yeah, this is
Because
2021.
what I'm thinking is if you get a special invite, because they're saying, oh, it's international flight, whatever, you got to take me. We're staying in touch. You think I'm joking?
But I was thinking about that because soccer fans love to drink, yeah? But guitar is like a dry place.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for years. It's
So
like
are they going to allow?
they're creating tents where you can drink, essentially drink whatever. But then I'm like, okay, what about people Ubering to the hotel, whatever? It's going to be pretty interesting. And they moved it to January, February because it's too hot to do World Cup in the summer there.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's expensive, man.
It's gonna be interesting.
Guitar is expensive, man.
No,
It is.
I did not want to look at my bank account
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I took this South African girl out, and we went out, and she bought a drink, and she dropped it. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
That's just, you know what? She did that on purpose. She just wanted to see.
She wanted to see what he has. Yeah.
And you tell me they
I'm
don't
like, damn, it's okay. Don't worry about that one. But
Just
guitar,
starts crying.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I think they just think everyone has money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just everything is so expensive, man.
She said, "Oops, I just got another one."
You get me another.
What?
But yeah, that's some expensive place, man.
Yeah.
And it's a dry zone, so it's like, damn. And you could get like alcohol and stuff, but
One
it
store,
costs
yeah.
a lot
That's
of
a
money.
one
One
store.
store or like
No, it's
on the
literally
side.
one store.
Yeah, it's crazy. Or if you come with your own, you get confiscated at the airport.
Ish.
So it's hard, especially for athletes and stuff, when they want to party at the end.
Yeah.
Especially soccer fans, they love to drink, and it's gonna be
The English guys.
the English
Lose
guys.
their
Yeah,
mind.
they'll lose your mind.
Yeah.
They'll lose their mind. So
That's what they're doing it.
in guitar, yeah. But again, COVID might change everything.
Mine.
Like last year, I did not have fun in Doha because they actually made us quarantine. So we were at the hotel, to the track, back to the hotel.
Damn.
It was
It's a
different.
weird world,
Yeah.
man. Nah, this is
Wish.
sick, man. It's,
Everyone
it's
lives
nice
a
to just
lifestyle,
hear
huh?
like a look into a different lifestyle and just man, one that
Especially
lets
from
you
someone
appreciate
our age group.
Yeah.
man. Lets you appreciate what you're up to, but also just appreciate how different like everyone else is as well, like just around you. Like it's sick,
Yeah.
bro. No, it's nice.
So what's your goal?
Yeah, man. What's happening? What's popping?
Where you at, and what's your goal with with all this?
I have too many goals, but it depends. I'll like separate them. So sport wise is obviously to reach my highest potential.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in a position to do that this year. Like hitting the Olympics and I'm in the best position to do well at the Olympics this year. So I'm gonna take that chance.
And not to cut you off, but with running, is there like a certain age where it's like, okay, now you might need to like just slow down and not really, is there like a cutoff?
Well, so for me, I think the cutoff is gonna go down to my values because it's a list of priorities, and I always, you look at it and you prioritize.
Yeah.
At some point, family relationships are gonna be first, and that's when I'll stop. Even if I was like at my peak, I'll stop if I wanted.
Yeah.
Because that's the highest priority. But for me, I always thought 2 times Olympian, 3 times would look good on the resume. So I wouldn't want to go past Paris, just because I want to be home, man.
Yeah.
Like I've been out of this country for like 6 years straight. It's tiring. And at the same time, I think I've actually had the best experience on and off the track, just traveling through these things. And I've got other exciting. This is the sacrifices too. I've got a lot of other exciting projects I want to work on.
Yep.
But you can't if you got to be in one place. And those projects I want to work on. So I think Paris, if I wanted to give it a time, but then if we learned anything during COVID, you can't really plan ahead.
Exactly.
You got to take every day
As it is.
as it is. I mean, you set yourself goals and stuff like that. And also running is a privilege, like sport. So like your body, you could get, touch wood, you don't, but you could get injured, your career could be done.
Yeah.
Done any minute. Or
Scary.
Or you could get to Paris and be like, whoa, I want to go more. But I don't think I do. I'm sick of running around the track.
Was it Phelps that went to 5 Olympics? Phelps, Michael Phelps.
Yeah. Some people been to like
That's crazy.
6 and
20 years of it, bro.
that's like real passion.
Yeah.
Like,
It has to be at that point, yeah.
I mean, he also does have the,
Yeah.
what is it? Like
That's-
he has more oxygen capacity or something like that,
Yeah,
or whatever, or
yeah.
lactic acid,
Yeah.
something. Yeah, whatever.
and then that becomes legacy. Like
Yeah.
like Serena
For
Williams.
sure.
I'm like, if I was
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
shoes, like I want to quit. And then one of my friends said, but it's legacy,
Yeah.
They're trying to hit legacy. She's got goals she wants to set. It's not about the money no more.
No.
Yeah.
It's not about anything no more. It's literally about hitting a legacy, and she's trying to.
Those guys hit
trying to
that
hold
money
that.
where it's like, there's nothing different that I can buy if I have more now.
Yeah, I don't think she goes to the ATO.
Yeah.
I think they owe her heaps of money. I don't think she even knows
Yeah.
how much money they owe her.
Yeah.
Or her manager probably gets it, but but that's irrelevant to her. You know?
Yeah.
It's just that legacy she wants to hit.
Yeah.
And that legacy you got to define it for yourself, and
Yeah.
any changes. So I'm just
That's true.
open-minded.
Be flexible with it. Hey man, now that's dope,
This
man.
was fun.
Yeah.
We're keen to see, especially that I like that whole. I'm still stuck on that, bringing fitness to the people, to the boys around. Like it's sick to build
Hood
that
Project.
the Hood
The Hood
Project.
Project.
I like that.
Build that kind of a community
Work on
around.
that
Yeah,
sometime.
man. But hey
I
man,
might get you all there. Training session. Training session.
Come on, man.
Training session.
They can't keep up.
I like that idea for the guys.
but that's sick, man.
Hey, thank you for jumping on.
Honestly.
It was fun.
Sir.
We gotta get
No,
Joseph next. Tell him to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, where can people find you? I mean, you already shouted it out for the ladies, but
Instagram P-Bol800.
P-Bol.
Actually, everything is P-Bol800.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. The uniform, like that's
LinkedIn.
nice. Yeah, LinkedIn. Come
LinkedIn,
on.
let's
Twitter,
go. Uh-huh.
whatever you want.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Whatever you want.
Nice.
Don't be too
Let's,
shy to
man.
slide in.
One of the guys just heard this.
No.
Hold on.
Don't mess up your deal.
Hold on. Nah, but yeah.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Disruption Podcast.
Sir.
Had a very fun time.
Yeah.
Stay blessed, stay safe. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
On the flip
Peace out.
side, one.
We let him say that.
Hey,
We let
man,
him
have
say
your
that.
moment,
On the
Carlos.
I
flip
know, what was
side-
that?